Well, hey.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Oh, man.
A little loud there for some reason.
That's that radio announcer voice. And on today's episode, we have Lee and Bob live from Beekeeping Studios. So guys, I apologize. My AC has been acting up today. It's like 82 degrees inside my house right now. And I'm hot and aggravated. So, as you saw in the link, I did start an Etsy store. I've got some honey listed on there and a couple of items that I started doing on the engraving. Not everything yet, just a few. Takes time, right? Takes time to get started. So working on that. Bees. I'm having some terrible luck over here. Definitely stuff getting I can't say it was robbed. Some of them I can say is robbed, but I think it was after it was absconded, right? So I've got some nukes that left. Some weaker colonies are dwindling, and I've come to the point to where I think I'm just going to let my weaker colonies dwindle. I'm not going to rob from the bigger ones to keep struggling colonies going. So,
you can only do so much to help one, then you just gotta kind of give up on it after a minute.
Yeah, so I went out to the out yard, which you guys know I've been struggling out there anyway. And a couple weeks ago I went ahead and did I put 5/5, and then I had a stronger 5 frame colony, but all the rain has been, we had a weird series of events here, and it went from 110, 11 degrees with the heat index, which was killing off all of the weeds and brush and grass and dandelions, just burning them out. And then right after that, it went straight from that heat to raining like every day for a month. It was just raining. So the bees just couldn't get out and forage. And if they didn't have enough to make it for, a month, or be able to get out every they were able to get out a little bit, but they have to have that constant stream. And it happened right after I pulled all the honey stores off. So my timing and the weather just kind of is doing them in. And yeah, I did, Randy, I've been feeding. I put out feed. The open feeder the last couple of days, like right after the rain, they hit it really hard. But now 2 or 3 days after the rain, they're not really messing with the feeder too much now. So I think they just hit those weak ones and let it go. So, what can you do? It's just something that's happening. And we're going to do what we can. But you remember, guys, I came out of spring or into spring with 12 colonies, right? So if I have more than 12, I'm winning. I'm not as great as I wanted to. Obviously I was up to 60. I'm not at 60 now. I don't know where I'm at. Probably.
That's what I was about to say. I think you increased 4 times, but you actually increased 5 times.
Yeah. So if I go into winter with 40, 50 colonies, I think I'm still ahead of the ball game, So I'm playing the numbers game. I talked to Matt from Matt and Sarah's channel today for 2 hours on the phone. We talked bees, lasers, everything. And, we're developing a plan, possibly a plan, because I can get queens and nukes earlier than they can get them up there. We might work something out to, hey, Phil, might work something out to try to get some bees up there a little bit earlier than he can create them, so he can possibly sell some nukes up there. And maybe we work something out. If everybody has their area that they want to sell nukes in, and they can get a list going where people pre-order, and we can put them on a master list of how much everybody wants, then we'll just have to work out the logistics on getting the bees to the locations, right? And then I can put in the order with the guy I know here that does thousands and thousands of nukes, that we can get it arranged early. And that way people in the Midwest and up north, a little bit further up north, can get their nukes a bit ahead of schedule than they normally would, right? So it's something to think about. If you're up north and you can get them, end of April or early May, that's about when you guys normally get them, right? So if we could get them a little bit earlier, that might help out.
Yeah, the nukes that I got earlier this year, they were running a little behind. It should have been the beginning of April, and it was right at the end of April whenever I finally got them.
Right, and see, that's the thing with my mentor, the way he does his nukes. He sells a lot of nukes, but you're kind of at the, how do I say it? You're kind of at the way he does it is basically walkaways to make his queens, right? He's not buying queens and he's not grafting queens. He'll do walkaway splits to make queens. Oh, thanks, Phil. He'll do walkaway splits to be able to generate the queens. Well, everybody knows once you make that split, it's at least a month.
Yeah.
Right. And then it's got to grow up. So
you got to wait for it to hatch. Then basically exoskeleton to dry out and harden, go out for the mating flight, come back.
Right.
Finish maturing and then start laying eggs. And then you got 21 days until they hatch.
Which, I mean, that's great. They make great queens, right? I mean, that's probably the best way to make a queen. However, from a business aspect, it's the worst way to do business if you're selling nukes, at least here. Because what happens is, all right, so let's say you do your splits in April, early April, right? Then you're looking at May before you're starting to get those queens coming back, right? So then when are your people coming to pick up your nukes? May, if you can make everyone that was ordered, or June. Well, you've missed the whole honey flow.
I'll say you've missed a whole flow, or just about anyway, especially if you're anywhere even halfway north.
When I can go and put in an order in January and have 500 nukes sitting here at my property in, by April, or no, if I did it in January, probably mid-February, March, 500 nukes sitting here. And then it's a matter of people either coming to get them and take them back, or us figuring out a way to drive them up to you. You know what I mean? And that's how you save in bulk, right? Kind of collaborating together where everybody can say, hey, I've got my B club. My B club wants a total of 100 nukes. Great. Well, my B club wants 100 nukes, and my B club wants 100 nukes. And then we all get together. Now we're buying 500 nukes at one time, or 250, whatever. We're buying a bunch of nukes at one time, which gets us a better price on them. So even if you're not doing it to make a profit, you're doing it to get cheaper bees. So that's what I did with my queens this year, right? I bought a bunch of queens. I sold a bunch of queens, mated queens. I could do that. I mean, literally this place is an hour away. But if they said if you order over 250 nukes, they'll deliver them to one location for you. So technically I could have my whole lot over here, front yard loaded up with nukes. You know what I mean? For people to just drive through. Hey, how many do you get? Okay, you get 5. Here's your 5. Here's your 10. Here's your 2. You know, and unload them. The thing is that to do that, you've got to, that's it. I mean, you would have to have a list because they would have to be prepaid for before. Because when you go over there, they're not taking no credit payment. You got to drop the cash.
Yep, cash in hand.
And that's the thing. So that's the whole thing. You know, so I've just been lately I've Ubered. So I Ubered 4 days, made $450 last week. And when I say 4 days, it was 4 calendar days. It was literally about maybe 12 hours between, or 12 to 20 hours that I was actually working, and made $450 doing that. And then sold a few laser items. I ordered some of these in bottle openers. So some bottle openers that I can customize. This one's one I actually painted, but the ones that I bought are actually anodized. So they'll come out really sharp. This was just a trial piece that I did. So I'm going to be putting bottle openers that you can customize with your team and your logo. Of course, I can't really say that because of trademarks. But if you send me a message and say, hey, I want Ohio State emblems on here, and it comes to your mailbox, as long as I don't advertise that.
I was about to say, I've always heard as long as you're not advertising a specific thing for sale, as long as somebody requests, hey, this is what I want, then you can do it.
Right. It's a fine line, right? If they request it, the chances are they're not going to turn you in, right, to the trademark police or whoever. So it's kind of one of those hush-hush things. But that's one of those things that I've been working on. I haven't put the canvas up. Can you drop a picture of that canvas I sent you? Either one, both of them, whatever.
I'll bring one of the fish first.
So I sold 2 12 by 16 canvases. If you're interested in the lasering side of things, I was actually thinking about starting a laser channel. And that was a 654-pound sailfish that a buddy of mine caught. And he wanted a canvas, so he bought that canvas. And then the other one was a friend of mine sent me a collage of his girlfriend and him. And that he wanted something special lasered on the bottom. So I lasered that's the bottom writing that I laser etched on the canvas, and then part of the photo. But that's a 12 by 16 as well. So those kind of things will be going on the Etsy store too. I just have to figure out. I'm new to the Etsy, and so things have been going good. My laser actually did break even in 30 days. So I paid for my laser in the first 30 days using free trial software on the computer that I didn't have to pay for. So, hey, that's good. So, just things on there. I got tumblers coming in. I've got all kinds of stuff to come in. So, and we're just, hanging out, talking bees, as Sarah says there. And so what's new with you? I've done my rambling. What's new with you?
I've been trying to get into the bee yards, and every day I think I'm going to, we get a rainstorm coming through. I've been got rained out the last 2 days of work. So it's been a week and a half, probably at least, since I've been in the bee yard.
I've walked through my bee yard. I've sold some honey walking through my bee yard, but I haven't unfortunately been in a lot of my colonies. I basically do front entrance inspections and see what's going on with it, and if there's no traffic, then I'll pop it open to see if anything's in there. Let's see. Well, I played in bees on camera. That's it. It's funny. I sold honey too. I actually put honey on my Etsy store too. So if you want honey, you can go to the Etsy store and order honey. And there was a reason that I put it on there. Matt said I could sell it there, so that was good. But the thing is that it made it so much easier for me to sell to people through Facebook, or I could just send them to the Etsy store and they could order it on Etsy. And that way the shipping's calculated, everything's pre-calculated for me. So I don't have to do any crazy, hey, send me the money through this app, or what app do you use that you can send me money on?
Everything's integrated.
What's that?
I said everything's integrated.
Yep. And that just seemed to work out easier. But let me see, 10 for 13 making queens. Good job, Jody.
He wants to try some of your honey. And thinking about ordering things online, I seen Sarah in the chat here a minute ago. I want to thank her for ordering one of my shirts.
Well, the thing with ordering online, even on Etsy, so I have to figure what my honey price is, what I always sell my honey for. But then you got to calculate, well, there's a listing fee, and then there's a percentage that Etsy's going to take, right? And then the shipping that's involved, the packing and everything. So and the shipping's expensive in general. So through Etsy, yep, if you drove to my front yard, it would be cheaper than me shipping it, obviously. But it's a way for people that I've got 3,000 Facebook friends. So I've got people from all over the United States saying, hey, will you send me honey? Well, then I've got to see how much, I got to get a quote on how much the shipping is from here to wherever they're at. And then I got to guesstimate it, right? And then I got to get them to send me the money. Then I got to go mail it. So it's a few things that are a little bit more problematic if you're dealing with it through Facebook. So I just put it on Etsy, and it's going to be a little bit higher. But that I'm not making that really. Etsy's making that, right? So they're making
everybody got to get their cut.
Yep. So that's kind of it. But I did have a friend in Massachusetts that I wouldn't sell to on Facebook. I wouldn't sell it to him. I'm like, well, if you're going to get one jar, by the time you pay for shipping, it's not going to do any good. So I listed it on Etsy and I shared it on Facebook, and then he ordered 3 jars. So
I'd say you're better off getting multiple jars, because I mean, sometimes when you ship through USPS, whether you ship in 1 jar or 4 jars, it may be the same cost.
Right, you can just put it in a flat rate shipping box and let it go, And then I found out that FedEx was a bit cheaper sending these big prints, right? So I went, but you have to buy the FedEx box. The FedEx box itself is $2.50, right? So I bought the box, and then I told the guy, okay, well, I'm gonna be FedExing that out to you. Oh, don't FedEx it. Well, I already got boxes that say FedEx all over the place. But I took it to the postal service. They still send it out. They're like, yeah, but it says FedEx on it. I said, well, you guys get boxes that say Amazon on them, right? And they're like, yep. I said, ship it, and they mailed it out. So
put a piece of tape over it.
Well, the funny thing was, I sold that other print for $100, and then the guy ordered 5. He told me to send him 5 bottles of honey in there as well. So, and then ship it. So it was like $175.
Hey, Rhonda, I'll drop a link to that in the chat here.
And so, it's been crazy. The bees are, there's nothing I can do for them other than treat them right now. Feed them and treat them. Right. And hopefully they get strong enough for the winter. I did put some patty on one of them. There is a little bit of pollen coming in right now, not a crazy amount. I did order some 8-ounce bears off of Amazon for my hot honey. So I'm going to be figuring something out with a label and all on that. But what kind of alcohol do you use in your honey robber? Are you putting the merch stores up?
Yeah, I'm having to drop something different on yours. I forgot and put it as a website instead of just a text.
Okay.
Stream Deck.
Well, the as far as the Etsy store, like I've got a wood plaque up there, but I don't know if I did it right. But the wood plaque can be customized how you want it, basically. It's a 9x12 piece of wood, 8x12 piece of wood, and there's 3 different sizes: rectangle, oval, and like a parentheses. I've got, let me see. I've got a parentheses here of one I did of the state of South Carolina. I don't think this is not like the most popular kind of thing, I don't think, but I did this one. You can see, I don't know if you can see, it's raised up off of there. It's etched in there pretty good. So, and then this was one, if you're familiar with the Lord of the Rings, the Prancing Pony.
The Prancing Pony in Bree.
So that's where they started the trip at, right? So, yeah, just been, and I got some of these that I haven't put up yet, that they're 6x14 plaques. So this might be good. I think Hale Highs was looking for something like this dimension. So, yeah, we got just a bunch of stuff, a lot of stuff going. Trying to make a go of it. You know what I mean? It's just the sad part is I've got so much going on, little things, right? It's like trying to devote time to Ubering and beekeeping and lasering and setting up an Etsy store and doing all this stuff. It's just kind of, it gets pretty busy and hectic, you know.
Kind of get overwhelmed sometimes.
And then when I start a thing, I was up to like 4:30 in the morning finishing one, right? Because I wanted to finish it, get it ready so I could mail it out the next day type of thing and keep the process going. Bob's infomercial. Hey, I don't have a job. So what I hustle on here is my income right now. That's it. You know, that's
That's me. I mean, I usually work every day, but 2 days in a row we done rained out, so I'm down on money.
And truck payments and insurance and cell phone bills, they all come. And if I don't have my cell phone, I can't do lives for you guys. I want that size. Which one?
I think that, what was that last one you picked up? That Hale, you said Hale Highs.
6x14. This size, 6x14. The funny thing is, this one piece of wood cost almost as much as the other ones, because these are individuals. But it's funny, I bought these because somebody said they wanted names of their horses on here, right? So they could have a name for the horse and put it on their stall. And then they're like, oh, well, I don't need anything fancy. We can just be a regular old piece of wood. I'm like, well, you're in the wrong place. I mean, I can do it, but then I got to go and buy a regular piece of stock. I got to go out there and cut it, make sure it's square, sand it up. It's a lot more work. But, okay, Rhonda, you can send me an email if you want to. If I think Lee's got me programmed in. Yep. Look, we just talk about it and Lee makes it happen. That's awesome.
That's what I'm trying to. I've been busy since we started here trying to get other stuff set up.
So I guess a little update real quick that I know the stream team is not going to be on tomorrow. They're on, I guess, time off vacation this week. And they'll be back next week. And did you say that was on Bruce's channel or Brian?
Next week, I'm not sure. I hadn't checked it yet.
I think Brian was listening. Maybe he'll chime in.
If Brian's in here, he could tell us.
And then we got Hillbilly Hives live Thursday night.
Yeah, that's going to be on Johnny Walker's channel, Tennessee Mountain Bees.
All right, y'all want to update on that swarm I caught last week? I'm ashamed to say, I wish I had a dog collar, the cone of shame, because I would have to put my old man glasses on and say, I messed up. Go figure, right? All right, so here's what happened. What had happened was I went and caught the swarm during Hillbilly Hives Live. I got home. When I got home, I went on live with them. I popped it open to look at it and show everybody on camera the little swarm that I caught, right? I closed up the Pro Nuke and I put it on the stand. Well, evidently I didn't really close up the Pro Nuke. I closed one side clicked and one side didn't click. So when I came out the next day, all the bees were gone out of the box. So dumb mistakes on my own behalf are killing me this year. Killing me.
Looks like we got a couple in the chat that's verifying it's going to be on Brian's channel next week. That'd be Castle Hives.
All right, so Castle Hives next week. This week, who's on Hillbillies? Who's is on?
That's going to be on Johnny Walker's channel.
Johnny's channel.
Mountain Bees.
Thursday night, 8 Eastern, 7 Central. Same time our show is.
Yep. Well, pretty much the same time all of them is. Our stream team and Hillbilly Hives.
Yes, so just about every day of the week you can jump on. Well, I hate to say we've been slack because we were overdoing it at the beginning.
Yeah.
We were doing a lot, which that is, I mean, it's good. I enjoyed it, but now I have to make money. So I've got to get out there and hustle the Uber.
I ain't gonna lie. I was kind of worried about making it through tonight. I was sitting in here earlier trying to get stuff done. And I kept on kind of dozing off in my chair here.
Oh, I tried to do it, and I was laying in bed, taking a little nap, and I heard a honk outside my window, so I had to get up and go sell honey to somebody. And then,
hey, Jose.
Hey, Jose. Good to see you, brother. And then I came back inside, and the AC was just, it's not doing good today at all. So I'm sitting here pouring sweat in the house.
Even when they are doing good this time of the year down any further south, and they have trouble keeping up.
Hey, Jose, I need to talk with you as well, because when you and I last talked on the phone, we were talking about doing a nuke collaboration. We need to see how we can make that happen. So once you found out how much we sell nukes for out here compared to California, it was a no-brainer. If we can figure out how to get the transportation ironed out to get the nukes over here from California with some high-quality queens early in the year, that would be awesome. I picked up a swarm. All I had was a box. Cut a hole.
I got something I'm going to have to send to you too, Bob, to do a little work for me.
What?
I need something laser engraved.
Okay.
I want to get my logo put on there. That's for my mead.
Hey, send an extra one. Hopefully they're not too expensive. Send an extra one because
along with this one, it's actually got a skull inside of the decanter.
See, now that's expensive bottles, right?
No. Both of them less than 20 each.
Yeah, the bottle is 20. How much you going to sell your? Or you're not selling mead. You're just.
I'm not selling it yet. But you got to figure. I mean, it's not cheap, even if you were to make it and sell it, because 1 gallon of mead has 3 pounds of honey in it. So you're looking almost $30 worth of just honey, plus the time and everything else you put into it.
Yeah, I need. The thing is, I can do it. I just need to make sure that I have something to be able to sample to get the settings correct, so I don't jack up your bottle there. And then I'm like,
Yeah,
well, it came out.
yeah. I
Okay.
was about to say, heck, I'll buy two of them and send them to you. That way you can play with one just in case something
Did you get
happens.
them
You
on
can flip both.
Amazon?
Yeah, it was just
Oh yeah, just
Amazon
do the
bottle.
Amazon. Do the Amazon gift delivery,
Yeah.
and that way Amazon ships it to me, and then I'll just engrave them and ship them to you, and then we'll just settle up on whatever the shipping was. I'll do that as a favor to my partner over here.
Partner in crime, huh?
Yeah, it's addicting. I thought beekeeping was addicting. Lasering is addicting.
Electronics in general, toys.
I've already been talking to Matt about buying another laser, but I got to wait and get some more money. A stronger laser than that one, you know. And Earl's like, I'm gonna need one of those skull bottles. All right, so we haven't sent out a link yet, and we're 33 minutes in. You know what? I hate not having the giveaways. The giveaways, I need to get with Scott. He should be back from vacation. I'll try to get with him tomorrow and see if we can come up with another.
I just seen a comment here. I'm trying to find.
All right, here I'm gonna put the link out.
Okay, here you go, Sharon. This is a link for the NASA bee forage regions. It'll bring up a map, and you just click on it for what area you in, and it'll tell you what's blooming at what time of the year.
Let me see. No, Steve, I haven't tried the plain mead yet. Just the honey, or just the sorry, just the blueberry. This was supposed to be muted. Hold on. Sorry.
Speaking of Daisy's honey, Steve, I need to try to get in touch with you, buddy. I want to see about getting some of your mead from you. See what you charge me to send it down there to Louisiana. I want to get 2 bottles, one to drink and one to put in a collection.
One to put in the collection plate at church.
My little collection in the back.
I need to put up a shelf. I actually had to move stuff off, honey and stuff off my desk because I had so much stuff collaborating here. Every time I clean it, everything just gets dumped back on here, and it's just.
Well, I got a couple of extra brand new medium supers. I'm wanting to actually hang them on the wall without the frames in it and use those as shelves to put my stuff in.
Man, the heat in here. Hey, Taylor boys, what's going on? But yeah, I mean, it's just been a busy week. You know, my daughter was here, then she left. She's still in the States, so I don't know if she's going to come see us again before she goes home or not. She said she was, but you know, that's subject to debate, and we'll see what happens with that. But yeah, mead is a honey wine. Yeah, does it get better with age? I don't know. I've got a.
This is my first time actually making it myself. Now I've sampled other people's stuff, and I mean, when it's fresh, it's pretty decent. But you let it age 6, 8, 12 months, and it gets a real good taste to it.
Well, I'm curious because I've got about an 8-year-old bottle in there that's been sitting on its side to keep the cork moist.
Mm-hmm.
So I wonder what it would taste like after that long.
One way to find out.
Yeah, pop it open, baby.
Let's see. I can't even think offhand. I know it's 1970, but let's see. It's 2022, 1970. I got a 52-year-old bottle of red wine on the shelf in my kitchen that I've still yet to open, that I've had myself for, I figure, about 12 years.
Thanks,
and
Grammy.
I still hadn't tried it.
I don't know why I call you Grammy. I know it's Lisa. Thank you. So it's supposed to get better. I wonder what that'd be like. I need to have another get together so we can pop that bottle. I've got 2 bottles here, so anybody that wants to come over like Saturday afternoon, we'll burn up some hamburgers and open up Steve's mead and this old bottle of mead I've got in here, and we'll do us a taste test sample. We'll do a BYOB.
Try and pull something up here. This is kind of what I'm planning on doing Next year, whenever I go to Hive Life, I'm just gonna bring some of my mead that I make. You know the little 2.5 ounce bottles like you get at a hotel with liquor or
Right.
on anything like that. I'm gonna get a couple of cases of these and bring to Hive Life with me.
Oh,
Just
nice.
mead samples.
I just got
Free.
little bears, little half pint bears for my hot honey. Um, and I guess judging by what Mike said at what he does with his hot honey, I figured I would do. Am I missing something? Either one is fine.
Grammy R, Lisa.
And Dennis, I was going to go to that. I was supposed to go there for Blythewood Bee Company, but he never got back to me. And so I didn't end up going. He ended up going on vacation. So I guess that preempted that. Thanks, Earl.
Hey, Earl.
And so, you know what? We, I don't know if it'd be legal, but as long as you're not selling mead, if you're just tasting mead, then I don't think there's a regulation on like having taste tests of mead.
Mm-hmm.
So I wonder if there's a, yeah, Dennis, if I'm driving a long way, I always call. I saw it on their Facebook page that they were on vacation. Um, we could do some little Kodiak Farms wine glasses and have the bottles of mead on ice.
Yeah, like I said, that case of bottles I was looking at, that's 50 little bottles in that one case. I'm probably going to bring at least 2, maybe 3 cases to Have Life with me. And anybody see me, just give me a holler. And as long as you of age, I'll give you one free.
I'm trying to read comments. Alabama Beekeepers Association meeting, 16th and 17th in Clanton. It's a great conference. Bob, Benny, Randy, and more. If I could get out of here for any more than a few hours at a time, I would definitely go. I'm trying to get everything worked out to where one of my sisters will watch my mom for Hive Life and get that straightened out. Got a lot going on, man. A lot. Trying to work it out. So, hey, I wonder, could we set up a Google Doc for people that would want nukes that they could sign up for the nukes? That way we could get an idea of how many nukes they would want and just get an idea ahead of time if they wanted to order them early, so we could try to see what kind of pricing we would get and how, based on how many we were ordering.
Yeah, I can get something like that set up for you.
And then we'll run it through the channel. And
it's only bootlegging if you're selling it now, Grammy. I'm
right.
giving it away.
And drinking it.
Now, Dennis, I was saying anybody going to Hive Life next year, holler at me. I'm making some mead, and I'm gonna have some little 2.5 ounce bottles, like little sample liquor bottles. As long as you're of age, you see me at Hive Life, I'll give you one free.
2 ounce meters. Yeah, I did a Mr. Beer kit back in the day too.
There you go. That's what I heard. You can buy the bottle, and you're just getting free contents in it.
A love offering. Just have a little tip jar. Tip me for my minimum $5 tip for a mini bottle. No, I'm just kidding. So yeah, I mean, I'm surprised nobody's clicked the link to jump on with us yet today. Dennis, you need to get your Wi-Fi figured out so you can jump in here with us.
It should be pinned to the top of both of our chats, but I'm going to drop it in there again. Hey, you come over there and sit with me, Earl.
I don't know. See, that's how you know your beekeeping friends do not look at your live stream on Facebook because they message you during the stream. Hold on, let me just tell them I'm live. Live on Facebook. not Facebook, live on YouTube. Sorry. There we go.
Good evening, Larimore.
But the mead, I was pleasantly surprised. I hadn't tasted mead before either, but the mead is I expected what I expected, and what it was a little bit different. It was
I had a little bit, but something happened to it. It disappeared.
It's very smooth.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have a it's not carbonated at all like you would like a champagne. You can do that.
You could use a champagne yeast and carbonate it, but generally, let's see, Sharon saying there's no alcohol percentage or no regulations on the alcohol percentage. Generally, mead can be anywhere 8 to 10 up to 20%. But 13 to 15 is usually a decent average, I find. Some of mine, I got 2 gallons going. That's going to be 11.75%. And I got 2 gallons going. That's going to be about 13.5%.
Yeah, I chilled it. I put it in the refrigerator probably 3 days before I actually popped it open. So it was nice and cold. And
I just drank mine room temperature that I had.
Then I threw the solo cup out and just was drinking it out of the bottle like a wino. It was on my live video.
I was about to say it takes too long to pour a cup and then drink it. Just drink it straight.
Somehow the cheap solo cup I had got a hole in it, so I just went to the bottle tipping. And I really thought that I would have it would be a little bit carbonated like a champagne. But I think the process, even after, if it's like beer is flat until you carbonate it in the bottle. At least with the beer kit, that's how you had to do it. You had to put a little like pellet of sugar in the bottle, and then you would cap it with that in there, and it would ferment a little bit more inside the bottle, which would cause the carbonation, the forced carbonation in there, the gas.
And to me, I mean, just a little bit of mead, it's not strong enough. I mean, if you just drink in a small quantity to really give you a buzz or get you drunk, to me, it's just a nice, smooth flavor.
Well, if you didn't drink 3/4 of a bottle by yourself.
Yeah, that's up for debate. It depends on your tolerance. I don't have one anymore. I used to drink back in the day, but I ain't drank in a long time until my buddy gave me this mead here.
Yeah, I am definitely a lightweight when it comes to drinking. I enjoy a beer every now and again. And like if I'm running the grill, I'll drink a beer typically. Or if it's really hot, I'll drink a beer, maybe 2 beers. And that's pretty much it, at a time. And I just don't. And it didn't help that my father was like a raging alcoholic when I was growing up either, right? So I just kind of didn't indulge. Hey, look who we got.
Hey.
You're drinking mead right now or wine?
Mead.
Oh, nice.
It's actually pretty good.
I'm wanting some more, but I'm out of that pint my buddy gave me, so I'm having to wait on 4 gallons to finish brewing.
You're going to make me go put this other bottle in here.
I need to make some more, but I've only got 1 carboy, so right now I've got strawberry wine in it.
Mm-hmm. Well, I've got 4 1-gallon jugs going now. I got 4 more being delivered the end of this week, but I got a 5-gallon carboy on the way too.
Look at that Deep Pockets Lee, just ordering up whatever he wants. Hey, Lee, why don't you send me one of them big lasers, the big ones?
Believe it or not, the little carboys, they ain't that much. I got 4 of them for, I think, 30-something bucks for the 1 gallons.
Oh, that's not bad.
Nah,
I've noticed I started buying stuff in bulk. Like, I don't buy onesies, twosies. Like even these things. I found them at Target. They were on clearance for $1.49, right? So this was my sample to try out an engrave on it. And then I was like, oh, that came out pretty good. Then I was on and ordered the same exact thing in bulk pack, right? To save a little bit. So I've got somewhere over here, I've got a package with them in it that I probably buried in other junk. Oh, there it is. So this came today, and what the the hell? That's random junk in my box. So I've got 40 of them now, 40 bottle openers.
Phil said I gotta save my money to buy that honey straw machine. I found a little off-brand one. I think it was on Amazon or eBay one the other day. I was just scanning around looking for stuff. They had like a little cheap one for $80-something. Now, how good it's going to be, I'm not sure, but I'm thinking about ordering. I mean, for $80, if it works at least for a little bit, it's going to pay itself off quick, even if it breaks later.
Right. Well, I mean, you go regularly to a market.
Yeah.
So that makes it, I mean, you have constant customers.
Yep.
I don't. Like in my situation, for me to buy that and make honey straws, they'd probably all crystallize before I could sell them. You know, because I don't.
You keep them in a honey warmer, they wouldn't crystallize.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. But the thing is that going out on the, you know, mine is so, is it raining today? You know what I mean? Am I going to be home to set out with my truck in the yard? Am I going to be outside all day to where I can watch my truck if I'm not sitting right by it, that some walker by doesn't snatch a case of honey off the back of my truck and walk down the street with it. So it's, so, you know, it's a little bit different than like you going to a place where you have a table and you're sitting there, a dedicated block of time, you know, 4 or 5 hours where there's bunches of people walking by you to get them. So,
usually on average, I mean, for a Saturday and a 5-hour period, usually 2.5 or maybe 3 cases of honey is what I usually go through a weekend. Now, last weekend was almost 3.5 cases.
Well, that's good. I mean, the funny thing is, like, even with my Etsy store, it's an engraving Etsy store. But the first item I sold on my Etsy store, honey. It was, you know, it wasn't even engraved stuff. So, you know, it doesn't matter to me. It's just, you know, one of those things. We do have a Saturday market. We have flea markets here that a lot of people go to. So it might be something to do there, you know, to set up a flea market table. I've actually got my South Carolina Department of Agriculture membership card thing, so I could really go to the state farmers market as well, and they charge you like $20.
Be right back.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what ours is. It's $20 to set up down there every weekend. Yeah, Dennis, on that question you got there,
Chicken trying to escape.
It's average about 3 pounds of honey per gallon, but you want to take a hydrometer reading, and depending on what kind of yeast you're using, what the alcohol tolerance is of that yeast, depends on
a certain starting gravity, right? So you can kind of predict where the ending gravity is.
Well, you have to know your starting gravity, and that's going to tell you your percentage or your potential percentage of alcohol. And then once it's finished fermenting, you have to take another reading and see what the final reading is, subtract, divide, multiply, and then it'll give you your final alcohol by volume. There's a little bit of science and math involved.
I think I checked mine like 5 months ago and it was at 11%.
That ain't bad at all.
It's a good
11%.
table wine.
Yeah.
Nice.
What did you put in yours, Lee?
As far as yeast or flavorings?
Flavorings.
Nothing, just a honey and water. I'm doing just a straight honey mead this time,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm thinking about making what they call a Viking's blood.
Mm-hmm.
It's a mead,
seen
and
that.
once you go through the primary fermentation, when you go into secondary fermentation, you add cherries to it, and it'll turn it almost blood red.
Mm-hmm.
They call it Viking's blood.
I saw that recipe. I like that. That'll be good. No, mine's a recipe that I did after I got home from the conference last year, from the Alabama conference, and it's a bunch of spices like cinnamon and cloves and nutmeg, a little box of raisins, an orange, and I think
Raisins
that's it.
give it a good
And then of course
tannin, which is good on your
Mm-hmm.
tongue. It makes it
Yeah,
where
it
it ain't
does.
real thin like water. It actually gives it good
Right.
texture.
The
Right.
so Houston was asking a question. He said, "What's a cheap setup, Lee?" I missed the first part of the question. What's the first part of the question?
I'm figuring he's
Look
talking
who's here.
about for the mead. I didn't see it in here, but if
Someone's
it is,
speaking.
Hey,
yeah,
Phil.
he said he never made mead, but all you need is like a little 1 gallon glass carboy and a airlock to go on top of it.
Mm-hmm.
Put a little bit of warm water in it, mix your honey in, and then finish filling up with water and add your yeast. I mean, that's just for a straight honey mead. Now, if you want flavorings,
Mm-hmm.
you can add some in fermentation, but to me, they say it's better if you add your flavoring in your secondary fermentation.
So Phil, how was the golf tournament?
Oh, brilliant, brilliant.
See, we know who's got money in this group. They're on the. If I'm looking at them, they're on that side of the screen. Oh, I'm sorry, that side of the screen. That guy.
Yeah, Lee's got plenty of money.
I ain't got no money.
I sure don't.
Oh yeah, Lee. Yeah,
You're running
we
all.
believe you, Lee.
You're going to
We believe you, Lee.
Dennis, that's one of my shirts off of my site, off my page. Phil's a big donor. I need to make more shirts because Phil buys them.
I'm the main model for Bob's shirts. That's why he doesn't sell very many.
What's that cost, Lee, for just honey mead?
That I'm not sure. My buddy, he gave me some for free, and I hadn't sold any, so I don't know what it would actually sell for.
Steve.
Yeah, Steve. Now, Houston, as far as cost, like making it, if you putting about 3 pounds of honey in, I mean, if you charging $10 a pound, that's $30 worth of honey.
There I am.
You watching the news, Steve?
I want to shut it off. Of course, I watch the news.
There's nothing ever good on the
I
news.
was about to say, I don't watch it
Like
anymore.
he's been
'cause it ain't
blacked out.
nothing good.
I'm just glad the sun went down, so the temperature in my house is dropping. Bee Culture magazine, are you in it this week?
Not yet. Just came in today.
Phil, how many nukes do you, well, you don't buy nukes up there anymore, do you? You do all your own bees.
You got mail.
Sorry. Oh, we know who that is with AOL. This still says you got mail, Steve, when you get mail?
Yes, when I use AOL, yes.
I remember that used to be the thing. You got mail.
Hey, Houston, if you buy just a single carboy on Amazon, you're looking $15, but you can get a 4-pack of them for right at $40. So you're better off getting 4 at a time.
And you're getting
And
really
that comes with the glass carboys, the regular lid, the airlock lid, and the cork that goes in it. It has a hole drilled through to put your airlock in.
so that's a whole setup then.
Yeah, that's the whole little kit. The only extra thing you got to do is buy yeast. Yeah, and you can get a pack of yeast for $1.50, $2, depending on what you buy.
Steve's the mead master. How do you make the blueberries? Do you add the blueberries after, or do you add blueberry syrup or something?
Well, the one I gave you, I cheated. It's
Okay.
The flavoring.
Hey, it tastes good. It went down smooth. It knocked me out for a little while. I took a nap.
We seen that, Bob.
On the blueberry, I get that. I have bees on a blueberry farm. But the problem is that you got to freeze it, then you got to squash it, and it leaves a mess.
Right.
Well, I got a delay here. Let me get back to you.
Are you watching us on StreamYard, or are you watching us on YouTube? Yeah, you got to watch it in StreamYard. Then it's live time.
There we go. All right, got it.
Yeah, now we're live time.
The problem is when you use real fruit, it leaves a mess in the bottle. A lot of residents, a lot of debris and stuff.
Yeah, I was about to say you'd have to rack it 2 or 3 times to get it filtered down.
And I always put some raisins in there. It helps it ferment a little better.
Yeah, the raisins, they can act as a nutrient, but it acts as a tannin to give it that kind of thicker feeling, so it ain't real watery.
Man, you guys are like expert brewers over here.
Houston, I'm gonna drop a link in the chat there for you for the carboys that I got.
The hell, I just closest thing I've ever brewed was I did a Mr. Beer kit before, and then I've done faux moonshine. That's it. So I didn't actually brew anything with that other than the flavoring, the cinnamon and the sugars. But it came out great, and the longer it sits in the jar with the apple slices, the better. Phil's
Yeah,
usually
I like it with orange.
Steve, have you seen this stuff before?
Look at my glasses on. What's my glasses?
Rev Spirits.
No, I haven't.
It's New York. It's a New York brand.
It's from New York, yeah.
Is that made with honey as well?
Hold on, I'll turn it back to see where it comes from.
Popping back big, Lee. There you go. Oh my gosh. Jefferson, New York.
No idea what that is.
A New York farm distillery. So is it made with honey? It's got a bee on there.
It is, yeah.
Hey, Steve, as far as the raisins, how many you put in yours? Say for a gallon, about
To that even. You can put half a cup, no problem. Just a few of them.
yeah. It don't take very many.
No. I don't use a half cup of 5 gallon. I do them in 5-gallon jugs. Because if you do 5
You mean
gallons,
business?
you're lucky if you get 4 out of it.
Yeah. Now I've heard another one saying if you don't have raisins available to give it that tannin in there, you can actually do like a tea bag and brew hot water over a tea bag and pour about a half to 3/4 of a cup of black tea into the mead
Makes
How long
sense.
do you let it ferment?
until it's done. I mean, it could take a week, could take 3 weeks.
When it stops bubbling.
Basically, at the end, you're going to take a final hydrometer reading, wait 1 week, and if that reading's still the same, then it's done fermenting.
I was always told when there stopped being bubbles in the vapor lock that it was
It can trick you a little bit because mine, it'll stop bubbling through the airlock a little bit, but if you put a light on the side of the jar, you'll still see bubbles coming up through it.
I gotcha. Steve, how long do you do yours?
Well, I could drink it in 3 weeks.
I think
My
I
daughter
tasted
likes it
mine
when,
after about 3 or 4 weeks.
Just before it finishes, when it's still bubbling, I bottle it, and she gets the bubbles in it. She loves it, like champagne.
Yeah, that's what I was expecting. Bubbles in it.
Yeah, but you gotta be careful. You don't want the cork to pop, especially when you ship it.
Right.
Call it a bottle bomb. If you don't do it right, it
That's
will,
why they use
it
the
will blow a bottle up.
metal over top of the cork in a champagne bottle, right, to keep the cork locked in.
That's what I did with yours.
And it's very good.
Ugh.
Very good.
Well, we hook up like 6 or 7. I gotta check the date. I'm gonna bring you a gallon, bro.
Oh, okay, cool.
So I got
Yeah.
about
You are going to get your wings clipped.
She's gonna clip her chicken's wings. Is the
Oh, God. I'm sorry. I didn't know y'all heard that.
yeah, your mic is real good.
I forgot I have my thing set on.
What about a husband?
I was about to say she wouldn't clip her husband's wings, was she?
We're all getting our wings clipped tonight.
I have a chicken that my pen is open, and I have a chicken that has figured out she can fly up on the top rail.
Yeah, I've got
So,
some
Sunday lunch.
hang out. Over
no, they haven't even started laying yet. They should be starting to lay pretty soon, but it's been so hot. I wound up
Yep.
giving them some electrolytes in their water today because they've pretty much stopped. I'm getting about 2 eggs a day. Of course, 7 of them aren't even old enough to lay yet.
I'm getting 1 or 2,
The
like
heat.
12 chickens. So
Yeah.
I
Because it's
I
so
actually
hot.
started opening the coop so they could just get out and walk around. Let me see. Honey is good to the last drop. I took my cap and took a gravity reading and threw it in some yeast.
You know, Matt, I heard someone talking about soaking their cappings in vodka.
In
And
vodka?
that's supposed to be really good. I haven't tried it.
Might be worth a try.
Mm-hmm.
You know, speaking of which, I had my
Mhm.
first honey customer from Google today. Someone that just randomly searched honey on Google.
Like I say, I don't drink either. That's for making tincture, herbal tinctures.
Lee, there's a bit of a trend going on here, I think.
Of course it is. Sure.
Empty bottles. Yeah, I don't drink. Cough, cough. But here's
I'm sure
another
you're not Irish, no?
and another empty bottle. Feverfew tincture. Now, do you use that as a bulk and then break it down into smaller
Oh, yeah.
ones?
Yeah, I got small 30 milliliter bottles. I'll break that down into. I do the feverfew for migraines.
I need something for sinuses, man. Even my honey isn't keeping my sinuses clear. It's tearing me up. So, but I definitely need.
Eucalyptus will open your sinuses up, but eucalyptus will also help with a small headache. All you do is inhale it straight out of the bottle. You don't actually take it.
Snort it in.
Isn't it mullein that's supposed to be good for allergies?
That one I'm not sure.
And it's blooming right now, at least in Southeast Alabama.
Do you guys have anything? I mean, so you've got like produce and stuff blooming. Do you have any like goldenrod or anything coming up yet?
I saw one goldenrod starting to bloom today.
I've got stalks coming up for a while, but no flowers yet.
I've got some coming up after all this rain. They can't get here quick enough for me. And they're bringing in not even full bags of pollen right now, but they are bringing in a little bit. So,
Like rain.
It used to be Beekeepers Anonymous. I'm beginning to wonder.
Right, for sure.
Ron said mulleins good for lung health.
Yes.
Oh Lord, the heat. I don't mind heat outside, but there's a reason why I have AC for the inside.
Let's see.
But it don't work right. It really don't work right down here.
Maybe you gotta change your filter.
You know, in this house is so old and dusty, I could change my filter every 2 weeks in here, literally.
I'm set on 67 in here right now. Nice and cool.
And my husband was fussing at me. I reprogrammed my thermostat.
I got mine set on 72, and it's 80. It was 82 in the house a little while ago.
Dang.
So I already messaged
Phil's showing the temperature outside though.
49.
Oh, nice.
I don't have AC.
You don't even have AC?
No,
I don't need AC. It over there.
You just open the window.
Most people don't. Open the windows and the doors.
I had a fire lit tonight.
Jeez. I have a mosquito lantern.
Speaking of which, did you have you harvested anything off your flow hive? How's it going?
No, nothing at all. Unfortunately, weather's been pretty crap, to be honest. I know you guys probably say that the UK is getting all this great weather, but it's really crazy over here. South of England is getting a real heat wave.
Yeah, I saw that.
40 degrees, 41 degrees. We had one day of 30 degrees and then back to 16.
I don't know what
It's a big swing.
Let me see.
It's really. I mean, it's only. I don't know what it is. I suppose London for me is probably 1,000 miles away.
1,000 miles?
Today it was 33.
Geez, you're almost to the Arctic Circle, aren't you, Phil?
We're up there. We're getting up there, yeah.
Not far from it. Yeah, I
So
saw the news said London had air conditioners just flying off the shelf.
Yeah.
People they couldn't
Not
keep them
here.
in stock.
Well, I don't know. I'm going to be there in October.
It's, thinking about it's probably not even 1,000 miles. It's probably about 500 miles by the crow flies. But
500 miles to London.
we haven't got anywhere near the same temperatures they have.
Hey, count your blessings. I would rather it be if it could just be like
Hmm
70 degrees outside all year long. I'd be happy.
We peaked about 72, 74 degrees, which for us is warm.
That's nice.
That's nice.
I
We
used
get
to
that
be
in
able to handle
January
the heat.
or December.
Yeah, we get it in December
Yeah. I used to be
and
able to do the
March.
heat better, and I hated the winter. The older I get, the more I like winter.
Oh
I
yeah,
can always put
Hmm
enough clothes on.
Yep.
yep.
I done said I can put
Well,
enough
our
clothes on to
winters
get
are so
warm.
mild, though.
Yeah. You can put enough
I
clothes on to
mean,
get warm. You can't take enough off to get cool, and
cool. That's right.
not without getting in trouble. And then sometimes that's still ain't enough.
Sir, why are you naked working your bees? It's too damn hot. Sir. It's too hot. Too hot. I did wear a thong. Does that count? Is that good?
I don't even want to picture that.
Too late. All 43 people in the chat just pictured me in a thong. It's done. It's ingrained in your head. You can't get it out anymore.
I think we were at 53 until you said that, Bob.
Yeah, probably 10 was like, yeah, Bob's in a thong. I'm out.
Bob, I was thinking about it. You need to wear a mankini.
A mankini? Yeah, I've seen those where they come up over your shoulders.
That will definitely boost your numbers.
Oh yeah, I'd probably go up. I don't even know. I don't even think I'm close to the 2,000 yet. I don't know where I'm at. I can check that. I probably
My
lost
name is
sub.
Paul. I've been a beekeeper for 27 months, and I'm addicted.
I need 48 more subs to 2,000. So that's how slow it's going right now for me.
Lee's jumped up pretty quick.
Yeah, Lee's found the hack.
Well, nah, actually, the other day I had more subs than I do now. I'm trying to find what screen that I had all this on. Okay, in front of me. Move that one over here. The other day I had 278, and for some reason it dropped to 275, and now I'm back at 277.
And now, see, we are losing people. We went from 43 to 38 right there on the thong chat. See, there we go. losing viewers just like that. Houston dipped. He's like, I'm gonna have nightmares now. I'm out. Drop the mic. Everybody's leaving.
Has anybody started their Varroa treatments yet?
I've hit them one time.
That's all I've had a chance so far to hit them once. I need to get back in and go every 5 days.
I did Apivar one time on some of my smaller
I
colonies.
used Hop Guard 3. It did pretty good.
Did you do a mite wash on yours, Miss Lisa?
I did. Well, I didn't. In the beginning, I did not today. This time, I did a mite wash after, and I had taken some comb. There was one frame that I took off of my big hive that had some brood comb, and I opened up the brood cappings, and there were mites in the brood cappings, and I was like, enough for me. We'll just treat.
Boy, is the Hop Guard 3, how much is that a treatment?
I'm not sure.
I think we losing her.
Amazon, but I want to say it was right at $40.
Okay. Hey, Ian.
Hey there,
yeah,
Ian.
peppermints have worked on keeping my small hive beetle numbers down, for sure. I can say that this year has.
They're keeping mine down. I'm still seeing them, but but they're keeping them down.
Probably not what you used to see, though.
No, it's not what I used to see. Now my big hive, my really big hive, it had quite a few in it. But like I said, I mean, it would probably have had 3 times as many in it. And
Yeah,
I'm
I
only
mean,
going out to my hives like every 2 weeks. I'm not going out every week either.
I found out, well, actually, it was Earl. Earl brought it up to me when he was watching my videos back in January, where even in January, I had hive beetles in my hives, right?
Mhm.
And he's like, that's when the whole peppermint thing. So you should try peppermint. And nope, I'm good, man. I'm not going to gamble. I'm already losing enough colonies without letting the hive beetles in.
Mhm.
My week, the hive beetles for me. If I see one hive beetle or 2 hive beetles, that's rare at this point, and usually it'd be 10 or 11, or more that I would see running around in there, and I'd see them in the oil trap, and I would see them in the little beetle blaster in the bottom, and I don't have that problem anymore. Currently, knock on wood. Tons of other problems, just beetles aren't the one right now. Mostly failure to thrive. Just not seeing growth in my colonies, my smaller colonies. They're not blowing up like they should.
Yeah, I say this time of the year they should be slowing down on their growth right now.
Yeah, but it's still hot as fire outside. And then you see, like I see Cayman, he just like slaps these huge ginormous patties in his colonies and goes and don't care about it. I'm like, I can't do that here.
Mm-mm. No, I can't.
So, the biggest hack that I found with that is just putting my patty in a sandwich bag with no parchment on it, just a sandwich bag, and then scoring the plastic bag so the to it. And yeah, and the mint has helped out. And I did lower the dose that I put in my 5-gallon pails of open feed, so that seemed to be going better as well. So.
Now I figure probably around the 1st of September, I'm going to put just a couple of small pieces of pollen patty on my on my hives to get them start building up for the winter nest.
Well, if I see pollen coming in a little bit, I try to stay away from putting patties on just because I don't want any excess hive beetle issues.
Mm-hmm.
In the past, I would just put them on, but I found I was throwing a lot of it away because I'd put it on, and then when I'd go back a week later, I would see larvae in there, and then I would have to scrape it and throw it, So now
Are you guys feeding syrup also?
Say it again.
Are you feeding syrup during the September?
I'm open feeding right now. In September, I typically have a goldenrod flow going.
Okay.
So I don't mess with it too much. But like right now, I put I'll during a dearth period, I'll put out some feed as an open feed and let them start to each hives can still go out and forage their own without big colonies foraging off of little colonies. So, but yeah,
I have a question.
Okay.
I got a magazine today, and I think I got it because I ordered some nematodes for my garden from Arbico Organics. And what caught my eye is a specific nematode in here that attacks hive beetles.
Yeah, there's.
Have you guys heard of that?
I've heard of people using it, but I've never used it personally.
Mm-hmm.
So that you can put them underneath your.
Yeah, it says.
Yeah, I think
Suspending the nematodes in water and applying it to the soil below and around the hive, the nematodes quickly seek out the pupal stage and attack, typically entering the pest and killing it within 24 to 48 hours.
I know Earl was talking about some of those that he had a
Was
break,
he?
and then I believe tried some. They said
I thought I had heard someone mention it before, but I thought that was interesting. I thought I'd ask you guys since y'all were on tonight.
Yeah, that's possible, Randy. But I've treated them. I've treated them with Apivar and I've treated them with oxalic acid. So if there's too many, what can you do?
So
there's
Jason
not.
Christman used them,
Yeah, someone put Jason Crispin has the specific
and Jason's
nematode name.
bees. Yeah, it's hetero or habitus indica.
That sounds too scientific for
Hetero. I know, right? Heterorhabditis indica. So I don't know.
So,
I thought that was interesting.
so the only place that I've had any hive beetle issue or pest issue has been my smaller colonies, like the two
Hmm.
framers, specifically wax moth. Has been more of an issue so far this year for me than hive beetles have been, and it's just been crazy. But again, a lot of this year for me has been trial and error. Right? I had 12 good colonies, and I split them out crazy,
You
and
got 2 videos on them. Thanks, Earl.
went very weak on some of my splits, like the ones at my out yard were weak splits, and I made them that way on purpose when I started because I didn't know if the strawberry field across the road was using any sprays that would kill them. So I wasn't going to put strong colonies out there to get wiped out. I put weak ones, and then when they
Sure.
made it for a month, then I boosted them up. But they just haven't had.
Yeah, Earl said he got 2 videos on. I'm going to drop a link to his
Yeah.
channel
Thank
just
you.
in case
Because
somebody don't have.
I'll
Yeah,
check
Randy,
that out.
yeah, I know it doesn't kill the mite under the cappings, but hopefully the apivar is in there. What, 6 weeks, right? So 6 weeks they should hatch and cycle through, and then through. Usually, I haven't done it yet. I have used OA treatment, but I haven't done it like OA every few days or OA once a week. I used to do once a week for 3 weeks in the fall, and once a month the rest of the year. But I haven't done it. But
Low Rob D's. I
the
never can say that. Low
Lord,
Rob.
Robbie's.
Low Robbies. There you go.
and
Yeah, whenever I do my OA, I do it every 5 days for 25 days.
Whew, a lot of work.
Yeah, it is. But I
But-
mean, I've
What
only got
about?
4 sites to do right now, so it's not too bad.
but see,
Have
last
y'all
year,
tried the dribbles
I hadn't
I-
tried it yet.
where they mix the OA with the vegetable glycerin and soak the towels with them and put some towels in?
I've heard mixed reviews on that.
I think Randy Oliver has a current study going on that.
Well, I last year I only did OA. I didn't do any apivar, just OA. I hit them once a month, and then 3 times in the fall, and all my hives did well. This year, they were doing really well in the spring. I split them out. And everybody knows I set myself back in the beginning because I split them too early, which basically, if you do the math on it, if you're doing 3 frame splits and you got 12 hives and you split each one of them, you just use 30 frames. So I used 25% of my colonies, right? I used those into splits, and all of those splits didn't make it. So I basically went from 12 colonies to 9 at that point, right? Setting them back. And so that was 2 early splits. And then I let them grow for a couple months. And then I took splits again, and those splits did pretty well. So, yeah, I've done some things wrong, guys. I mean, it's trial and error, right?
You're not
So some of
learning
my
if you're not failing somewhere.
and then I did all of the 2 framers, and some of those are making it, and some of those aren't making it, or didn't make it, and that's the thing. So I'm trying to,
Yeah, Ricky.
yeah, those colonies, those 2 that you went in with me are booming, but some of my smaller colonies, like the nukes and stuff like that, they're just sucking. They're not getting out there and foraging what they need, or the timing was wrong. I don't know, because we went through several weeks of 100+ degree temperature, which basically killed all the blooms, right? It's just too hot for them and just killed them. And then all of a sudden, right after that, it rained solid for like a month, every day. Which, when it rains, it washes all the nectar and pollen down, right? So they didn't have a chance to get anything. So all the hives were low on food. So I put out feed, and then all of a sudden, they're trying to rob each other, and it's a whole thing, So right now I'm just trying to get as many as I can to get as strong as they can to go into fall where they get that nectar flow. And I'm not going to pull it just like I did last year. I didn't pull it in the fall when everybody is. I let it ride until almost spring before I pulled the honey off, and I didn't have any issues with them making it to the springtime. And convenient enough gave me honey when nobody else had it to sell. So it worked out perfect for me locally, and I'm going to roll with that strategy again. And usually, let me see, we're getting ready to be August, and it's going to be hot. But in the next month or so, the temperature should break a little bit to where it's like high 70s, low 80s, and it'll be much more pleasant in the bee yard and be able to work them a little bit better. At least that's my opinion. That's the approach. And who knows? It could be a crapshoot, and I lose 80% of them. I don't know. Who knows? I fell asleep a little. Dry cut. Thanks for letting us know we're boring, brother. But yeah, that's the goal. I mean, Steve, how many colonies do you have right now? Oh, look who we got.
I got about 100.
It's my brother from another mother. Matt. From Matt and Sarah.
Yeah.
Or Matt, Engraving with Matt, and Crackheads with Matt. And how many more YouTube channels do you have?
Just the two.
Just the two. I'm just picking.
How you doing, Matt?
Good. How about you? Lee, I clicked your link and it brought me to a map or something.
A map?
Oh, is that the nectar map?
Yeah.
Matt, hey.
How's it going, Lisa?
It's going good. How's the weather up there?
Oh, and perfect. It was only 80 degrees today.
Oh man, I'm so jealous.
So, any of you guys try Formic Pro? None of you guys use that?
I use it all the time.
Yeah, I can't use it here.
Yeah, I was about to say temperatures
Too
down
hot.
here, I wouldn't be able to do
Too
it.
hot down here to use it.
Yeah,
Mostly what you see down here is Apivar and OA.
Normally it's too hot here, but the next 4 days it was cool enough, so I just threw it in there quick.
I used the Apigard. I liked Apigard too.
Did you use one strip or two strips?
I do
The
too.
Apigard? Oh.
I'm talking about Formic Pro.
Yep, I use two for Formic Pro.
That's
And
what I do. It's too much work.
now, how long do you have to leave it in there?
You can leave it in all year if you want.
Yeah, 14 days is what they recommend.
Okay, so you can leave it in there all year. Theoretically, they're supposed to chew it out, but they don't.
Well, see, that's what I did with my Apivar. I put it in there and then just basically forgot about it. I'm like, just leave it in there. It's not hurting anything. If there's not enough on it, it's still in there. Or if there's a little bit, I figure it's helping a little bit. And I don't know. It's my first year using the Apigard or Apivar. There's so many different names of it that I didn't know what to expect with it, to be honest with you. I really need to take those out there and go ahead and put them on, rest of them on, and just use them because they're going to expire. Thanks, Man Lake, for your beautiful timing on sending it to me when it's about to expire. But
yeah, that's the other thing is a lot of people had bad luck with that last year, and the stuff I had good luck, so I didn't have a bad run of it.
Well, is there any rule? I don't know. I put Apivar in there, and then I also ate them with the Apivar strips in there. So I don't know if there's any rules or regulations against using multiple tactics at the same time. So I just went ahead and look at Matt with the fancy schmancy blue lights too. His are man, I need to step my.
Aqua.
That's from my reef tank.
I need to step up my game over here. I just got a crappy old room with a laser and a bunch of boxes in it.
Cheers, Phil.
It feels like.
I hope that's honey mead you're drinking.
No, I don't have any of that. You keep showing all the honey drinks. I had to mix one before I got on here.
Yeah, sure.
If you got a honey drink and you're in the States, it's probably Honey Jack. Is it?
Yeah,
honey?
that's pretty good. I don't have that though.
The DC's like, what tank? He's got a reef tank.
Yeah, reef tank.
Hey, so what did Sarah say about the picture? Was she like, eh?
Oh, I didn't show her. She's too busy. So I was like, eh.
Okay. She'll see you later.
Yeah.
If Bob had decent light and he wouldn't have fallen asleep.
I wouldn't have fallen asleep if Bob had decent light. I know. Hey, I'll have to put a disco ball over my head that spins.
Yeah, to get you some different colors.
I'm the one outside with a mosquito flame and the crickets chirping.
Oh, I get the gnats were bad here. This guy this guy showed up and he just had Googled honey. So he just drove up because he Googled my my honey farm on Google, right? And wanted to buy honey. And he was from Yemen. And when he popped out, I swear every gnat in my yard was on his head. It was just like flying around. I was like, dude, I don't know what I didn't say anything to him, but I was thinking, I don't know what kind of shampoo you use, if you use any, or what's going on there, but those gnats are tearing you up right now. And is that like a saltwater fish tank, DC said?
Yeah, that's a reef tank. It actually just crashed this. Oh, my camera's down here. That reef tank just crashed this last winter. The heater went out, so it killed all my coral, but I got all the fish yet.
So what kind of fish do you have?
Clownfish, flame angel, sailfish, blue ting, yellow ting, dory. I don't know. There's a couple of.
Oh, you have to have a dory, right?
Yeah. Yep.
With the kids.
Kids had to have that.
You don't have a Nemo in there?
Oh yeah,
You're
there's
reading that off a
Nemo in
list,
there.
Matt, are you?
What? No, it's right over there, so I can just look.
We used to have one at a car dealer I used to work for, and they would always send us down, hey, go get some feeder fish. And you had to get feeder fish, and then we'd have to get like some lettuce, and they would take a piece of coral or something and rubber band the lettuce to it and drop it down so the vegetable eating fish would eat the lettuce. And
Yeah. I always tease my one brother-in-law pretty good. He likes sushi, and I use that seaweed to feed my fish.
the seaweed paper.
Yep.
Nice.
Uh,
I think Lee's jealous of your lights, Lee, or Matt.
That's one big reef tank light. I can change colors on it too if you want.
Go on ahead. Let's have a light show.
And Lisa's got red lights. She's in the red light district right now, drinking her mead.
Whoa, Bob.
We can't hear her, though. We can't hear her. She's muted.
I had to come inside. It was getting hot outside.
You got red lights in your house?
No, that's my grow lights.
Oh, her weed lights.
My weed lights.
Her weed lights.
I have blue lights, though. Let's see. I don't know. Can you see them? My son-in-law did the crown molding lighting in my living room and dining room.
Oh,
I lost
Matt.
Matt.
Maybe
You're trying to change color of light and hit the wrong button.
hit the wrong button. But
Let's see.
the and Willie playing in the background. Who's playing Willie?
Hell, you want the disco lights?
Go ahead.
Oh my god! At once upon a time, this used to be a beekeeping channel.
Yeah.
It may not be plugged in right now.
What did you do? Hit the wrong-
Anything goes.
All of the above.
That's right. We talk about it all over here.
So you
So-
can't see the chat on here when you're talking, huh?
Mm-mm.
You're on the phone.
You can see them when they pop up. If Lee brings them up, you can see them.
If you're on your computer, you should be able to hit the comments button on the side.
Yeah,
and see
I'm on my
everybody.
phone.
Yeah, I'm on my phone.
I got my computer in the background, but I was just seeing if I can get them on my phone.
I don't think you can see them, or you have to flip out to see them somehow. I don't know. I usually just do everything from my computer, except for when I talk to you for 2 hours on the phone.
Yeah, 2 hours and 10 minutes.
Yeah. Hey,
I got a lot done, so. Did Bob freeze?
Looks like he froze.
And Lee is gone.
Yeah.
At least he's got a nice pose when he froze.
We just stole the show.
Oh, Phil, I like that. Yeah, mine will do that too. I just have to turn on the party lights. I couldn't get my remote to work the last time. His lights, his cornice lights.
That's cool, Phil.
Yeah, mine will do that. I just hadn't messed with them lately. I tried to turn mine off one night and it wouldn't go off.
Hail Hives, how are the pickled eggs? They're good. And the popcorn machine, the kids love it.
And now we lost Bob.
Yeah, no, Bob's gone.
He froze there for a bit. Oh, we're just going to have a light show.
Bob's just fed up.
Bob said he couldn't compete.
Yeah.
That's funny.
What happened to Phil now?
I don't know where Bob went. So what you been working on, Matt?
Oh, just a bunch of work in the basement, trying to get stuff ready, and I didn't feel like going upstairs and editing, so I just said, I'm going to hop on the live. Figured you guys have been trying to get me to come on here for a while and shoot the shit, so I was like, yeah, might as well.
And as soon as you come on, Bob leaves.
Yeah.
Yeah, he just texted me and said his internet dropped off. But we got Sawmill Charlie here.
There's Charlie.
Oh, we're in trouble now.
Hey,
Chainsaw Charlie's on.
yeah.
What's up, Charlie?
Oh, not too much. What have y'all been doing?
Same old, same old.
Yeah, I was listening in, but I had some honey and bottling and getting some honey buckets filled up and washed. So a little late.
You sound like you a little wore out this evening.
Yeah, I don't know. I had put a bucket of honey in the honey warmer and fill up my bucket bottling tank, I guess you would call it, and wash up a bunch of stuff so the ants don't get in everything.
Yeah.
Bobo.
Come on, Fred.
Hey, we got Bob coming back in here.
There he is.
Yeah, we said Matt come in. You decided to get off, so we got Charlie to come in here and take the place.
I know, right? Charlie, what's up?
Not much. Just, finally got all my let's see. Monday or last week I pulled 6 on the video I put out. I pulled actually 6 supers off and put it in a honey dryer that I made up, and then that finally got dry. And then Monday I pulled the rest of my honey supers and put it in the dryer, and it's drying down there. And so I was just about out of honey in my stockpile, so I had to bottle up some stuff tonight. So once I get these last 8 supers done, I'm done for the year as far as honey goes. So right now I'm up to.
That's me too. I got all mine bottled, sitting in cases in the kitchen.
I'm up around. I know it's 700 or 750 pounds of honey so far.
750.
Yeah, I'm figuring about 800. You know, the way it was this year, because some of those, there's quite a few of those frames that they just didn't fill. It was at the end of the flow.
Well, I'm praying for a strong goldenrod.
Good luck.
I'm
Well, we
looking for a
usually do
strong
have a lot of
goldenrod.
goldenrod here, so
Sometimes we'll have a lot of goldenrod. Other times it just depends on the rain. Stuff
well we've had plenty of rain right now, so hopefully well, certain Saturday it's supposed to, from what I can see on this app, it's supposed to be 3 out of 4 days is supposed to rain starting Saturday. So, and we'll be in the high 90s all week until then. So,
Send the rain to New York. We need it.
you
We
can
got
have
rain.
it.
We got rain every day this week.
Is that
You
right?
can have mine if you want.
You get
Steve, what
rain.
part of New York are you in?
Excuse me?
What part of New York are you in?
He ain't New York.
Uh,
He's in Northern Ireland.
No.
No, Steve.
No, Steve.
you know where West Point, New York is?
Where?
West Point, New York?
West Point, yeah.
I'm about 8 miles north.
Okay. My husband is from Chautauqua, which is the southwestern part of the state.
I'm
Ah,
actually
speak of the devil, there he comes.
The
I'm from Brooklyn, really. I've been up here 17 years. Most of my life in Brooklyn. Good day I left.
He was up there for 18 years, and then he moved down south.
Come to the good land, huh?
the good land.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, the cost of living is, I mean, it's going up here, but it's so much cheaper than up north.
Oh, it's killing me here.
But I guess it's all
Well, his mom and dad
pay
in the
more.
70s, their real estate taxes, I want to say it was like 77, was like $2,500, and they don't even live near New York City.
I had a guy that lives in New York that told me once, when I was living in Georgia, we were talking about it, and he said that he paid more every month on taxes on his house than what I paid for rent in my house.
Yep.
So it was, I mean, I was like,
Don't ask me what I pay for taxes.
I bet you it's insane. Crazy.
Crazy.
Probably more than your mortgage.
I pay $21,000 a year in taxes.
Mm-hmm. That's not surprising.
You're taxes on your house.
On my house.
I don't remember what ours is here. It's not much, but we can claim homestead exemption here up to
I
a
could
certain
if
amount.
I show a $10,000 income. I'll get it at the break. But I get the combat break for the military. I get senior citizen break.
Wait a minute, that's 21,000 with breaks?
Yes.
Wow.
Oh my God.
Do you at least get a monthly box of KY that comes in the mail when you get that tax bill?
For real.
Christ almighty. There's people.
But I pay no state income tax. So it averages out.
You pay no state tax. That's only the federal part.
I actually don't pay no federal tax either.
That's just property tax.
Just property tax.
Whoa.
Jeez.
Hell, I said, no wonder y'all moved to Florida when y'all retired.
Well, Florida's expensive too. I moved to Georgia from Fort Lauderdale. It is expensive too, but they don't. They claim no state tax, but the gas and everything is still kind of pricey up there.
They pay for everything with lottery money.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Steve, you take a zero off. That's what I pay in taxes every year.
I like that.
Oh, my wife's asked me a question. What's the date? What?
Take about 3 zeros off of that, and that's what I pay in taxes a year on my house.
Oh, wow.
Southeast Alabama, you can't beat the real estate taxes. I've got a 2,300 square foot home right at an acre. And I pay between the 3 pieces of property about $400 a year.
But isn't it hard to get people to live down there because all the tornadoes?
Well, the Midwest.
Actually, you'd be surprised. We live near a military base. I live about 8 miles from Fort Rucker, and most of the people that come to Fort Rucker when they're getting close to retirement age, they retire around here because they
Oh,
love the
nice.
weather. Hmm.
They do the thing here.
Yeah.
Retire.
It's cheaper than living in Florida, and we're an hour and a half from the beaches. So,
I'm gonna bring something up here and show y'all real quick. I was having a rough day after a rain out yesterday, and I had to make labels for my niece Kylie that comes on here. I had to
Right.
make labels for her school stuff for her notebooks and all that for classes. She spells her name Kylee, Kylie.
Right.
hmm
I made all of her labels. She went back home to Homa, about 2 hour drive. Well, my niece just texted me. She can't use the labels. I messed up and put Kyle on there instead of Kylie. Oops.
You had a bad
at
day.
least she'd be the only one that knew who it belonged to.
Yeah.
That's
Little I'm gonna have to make more and send to him.
now you got to get the honey straw machine to make it up to her.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's the one that wanted the straw machine, isn't she?
Yes, ma'am.
Hmm.
So, well, he just hadn't told us. He's actually ordered it already. It'll show up.
Ah.
I actually hadn't ordered anything for the bee stuff in quite a while.
I did. The only thing I ordered was those 8-ounce bottles for the hot honey. That's it.
Well,
I just
I
ordered
did
them.
order some glass jars and more labels, but that's been it.
And so I'm curious to see if that. I did a small batch because I wanted to see if people would actually buy it before I invested a bunch of time in doing a bunch of hot honey. And so I'll bottle up some and mark up the price and figure out if people will actually spend the money on it after I let them taste it.
Bob, did you say you put the fresh peppers in it, or did you dry the peppers?
No, I
Did
used,
it? Has it liquefied it any, or is it staying pretty consistent?
it's pretty consistent. I haven't put it on the on the meter to see what it is, but let me go get it real quick.
Yeah. Matt, can you see that question on screen there?
They're doing good. I had actually put grass around them to hold in the moisture because they were starting to die back. I was sick of watering them every day.
Now you
By
see the
hand.
air bubble, right?
Oh, blow him up. Yeah.
The air bubble does move pretty
Uh-huh.
quick in there, but
Uh-huh.
if you look at the peppers that float up, they float
Yeah.
really slow and stay
They're
suspended.
floating slow. Yeah.
So
My husband loves hot honey. He was buying Mike's hot honey before I got bees, and I wanted to do some hot honey.
well, it is pretty spicy. It'll hit you on the tongue, but it doesn't seem to hang around that long. The
Hmm.
heat. So it's pretty good. We'll see what
And you
happens.
put quite a bit in there. A lot of habaneros. You even put a ghost pepper in there, didn't you?
No, I've got one jalapeno, like 6 of the serrano peppers, and
Okay.
about 8 habaneros in there cut up.
Okay, gotcha.
So I tried. I understand that if they're dried peppers, that it works better because I don't know. I guess the moisture in the honey actually rehydrates the pepper. I don't know exactly.
Yeah, that's what I was worried about.
But it does make it hotter as well. So for a first batch, I mean, it tastes good. And now I got it all over my hands, but I'll probably.
I think I've got that mix of peppers in the freezer from last year. I may pull some out and dehydrate them and put them in some honey for him. Was that a half gallon or was that a quart? It's a half gallon.
A little like
Half
half
gallon.
gallon.
Mhm. Yeah,
Pretty big.
I have to try some.
Last
I
year
think
we
I will
sold a ton of
dehydrate.
those straws.
It's half gallon, 4 pints.
Okay.
What'd you say?
Paul said he got the hot honey too.
Ale hives. She's a hot honey.
Okay, Johnny's channel this week. Yep. For the Hillbilly Hives Live Thursday night.
I'm going to be the guest speaker for that night.
You're the guest.
Cool.
You're the
Oh, Chainsaw Charlie.
It's not a surprise anymore.
I'm going to drop a link to Johnny's channel in the chat here, too. Make sure y'all sub and watch Hillbilly Hives live this week.
And if you're not following Matt and Sarah and Grammy's Homestead and Phil F. Romano, Charlie and Steve and everybody in the chat, make sure you hit that button for them and ring the bell.
I think I'm subbed to every one of them.
But are you subbed to Matt's other channel?
I didn't know Matt had another channel.
I didn't either. Did not.
It's a dumb channel.
Is that a secret? Is that a secret one, Matt?
He does a weekly pole dance.
Oh.
Is there a Mountain Kinney involved?
Good thing I was a welder. I'd really have to weld up that pole.
And so
That'll be a strong pole.
But you rotate, right? You rotate between Matt and Sarah and engraving with Matt, right?
Yeah, Matt and Sarah, we do Monday through Thursday, and then I do every Friday on the other channel.
I know. Every Friday or every other Friday.
No, every Friday. I should go every other Friday. It's too much.
No, don't do that. I need your
You
you're
have my number.
You're my Obi-Wan. You're my only hope to succeed in lasering.
Oh.
I trust you.
Hey, Matt, if you don't mind, I'm
let
going to
me-
drop a link to your Etsy store in the chat here.
No, don't send
that's
his
fine.
Etsy store because his is better than my Etsy store.
I'm going to put one of each. There's Matt's store, and there's Bob's store.
See how this works? Now mine just got closed down. I might as well go ahead and click the button.
Oh, Bob.
I guess I'm
went
going
on
to have
yours
to
and
reopen
favored
my Etsy store. My
Yeah.
daughter and I had an Etsy store once called Mad Creations, and we had we sewed reversible children's clothes. So they were like mostly little girls, and
So-
we just hadn't done much sewing lately.
So when they got the spaghetti sauce on the front side, you can just peel it off.
You
and
can.
throw it around
That's
the
right. That's
spaghetti
right.
sauce.
Mm-hmm. Yep. It's the little crisscross top in the back, and if one side gets dirty, you could flip it over and have a new outfit.
See, y'all didn't know Matt was famous. I didn't know Matt was famous when I first started
I
seeing the Matt
am
and Sarah
not.
channel. I was
Stop
like,
it. I
oh, I
am
like
not
this.
famous. You
I
can
was
suck it.
watching
famous
Matt
on-
and Sarah's channel long before I even got into the beekeeping streams.
He's famous on his other channel, but he won't say anything about that.
What is your other channel?
He's got
Bob's
more.
just blowing smoke.
He's got more subs on engraving with Matt than
It's not called Magic Matt, no.
Magic.
Magic.
He's got more subs on that.
Magic Matt and Swinging Sarah.
We'll have to put the lights on for Matt.
Put those disco lights on, Lee.
He's got more subs on his engraving with Matt than I think Bruce's Bees has.
No.
Oh, wow.
You're at like 10 grand, right? 10K?
Well, the Matt and Sarah is.
What's the other one?
I think that I don't know. I think
Close.
it's less than 6.
No.
Yeah.
That's the hush.
I don't even know the name of the other channel, so just leave it alone. It's a dumb channel.
He's got over 7.
Matt,
on that channel.
Matt has greatest tagline.
Magic Matt. I'm going to call Magic Matt from now on.
I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what, the best, as far as taglines on YouTube, we got Mike Berry's that everybody knows, right?
Mm-hmm.
How-to video. It's a how I do
That's
video.
how I do. Uh-huh.
Number 2 tagline on YouTube is Matt's. I'm glad y'all got to see me again. And then he just
You know
hits-
what made me mad about that? That was going to be mine, and then I heard that. I was like, oh, my gosh. My dad used to say that all the time. Glad
So-
you got to see me.
So
Oh, I
here's
love
the
that line.
question for Matt, since I know Charlie's thinking it in his head and I'm thinking it. How did you get your channels to grow to that level?
Good question. If I knew, I'd tell you.
Well,
All right. So first, it started. I started Matt and Sarah, but I started it as Homestead Engraving because that's our business name. Because I wanted to keep it all kind of together. And then we figured out what we wanted to vlog about, and it was just more of our like life and gardening and whatever else, whatever we got going on. It was fun to me and interesting, fun for editing. And then I did a couple videos on engraving for someone, and those videos took off. So then of course I was like, well, if the YouTube wants me to do it, so I kept doing it. And then I did all the videos. I thought I could help someone with the business, and man, I got some very rude emails, and I was just being a nice guy. I'm like, whatever, I'll start a new channel, and I wish I wouldn't have. It was stupid, bad idea.
So now you
So don't ever do that. Stick to one channel.
So you're saying if I start doing lasering videos, just do it right on my beekeeping channel?
Yeah.
Yeah, but don't you think that your growth is because you have two interest groups? You have the bee interest group, and then you have the homesteaders, which is a huge group out there.
No, because so I got I was over 10,000 on the Matt and Sarah, and then when I started the other channel, I actually went down to 8,000, and then I came back because a lot of people, they realized that we kept both channels, and so I came back to like 9,000, and then it slowly grew from there. But actually, our Matt and Sarah is doing worse than our engraving one, and whatever, I don't care. I like doing the Matt and Sarah one better.
But, so you're saying it would have been
I feel like I run out of ideas with the engraving. Like, how much can I teach?
Well, see, the student became the master today. I told Matt how to do photos. Matt showed me everything else, and he's like, man, I just can't get mine to do photos right, because I was trying to ask him the time. How long does it take a CO2 laser to do the photos? He's like, I don't even know, because I can't get them to come out right. I'm like, well, do you
$5,000 in 2018? I paid $5,000 for a program to do photos, and Bob shows me one in 10 seconds online for free, and it did a better job.
Don't you
I
hate
wrote
that?
an email. I wrote an email to that company. I was very disappointed in them.
Did you really? You wrote them an email?
Oh yeah, yeah.
They already got your money now.
Yeah.
They don't care.
Not getting any more of it.
No.
And but you know, he's got great content on both channels. And I'll tell you what, I've never seen or talked to Matt to where he wasn't upbeat and jovial. You know, he's like, oh, you know, my leg got amputated today, but hey, I'm great, man. Everything's feeling great. And he's always in an upbeat mood. I mean, it's sometimes like, hey, man, I need to call Matt because I know he'll give me a pick me up, and then I know if I call him, he's gonna be like, damn, Bob's calling me again. So I just, you know, I don't. But we
it pops up as Bob, and I'm like, oh, volume button. That mutes it, right, Sarah?
Damn, he's got a question for me. And the other day I called him just to say, hey, I don't have any laser questions for you today. I just wanted to talk, see what's up, you know?
Yeah.
But it's addicting. It's so addicting. I'm like, hey, man, I think I need to get a bigger machine, you know, because I got to be able to do these photos faster. I could buy the extension arms for the laser, but it's going to be slower because I've got more space that I'm using to do a photo.
Don't do it.
Yeah, I'm not.
Knock you off the ledge. Don't do it. Not yet.
Not yet. So now when all these people on YouTube decide to order something from me off of Etsy, then maybe I can get some money stocked up to buy some more. So
Bob, right after I got done talking to you, I was helping a lady that was a beekeeper, and she retired. And 2 years ago, she bought a Epilogue laser, and she spent $28,000 on it, and she hasn't touched it yet.
Oh my God.
She can't even run it now. She's got to have the firmware update and everything, about like 4 hours worth of update time, probably.
So, well, I asked her, I said, so are you emailing me to sell it? Because I'll give you a fair price. And she said, no, I need help to start this up. So see, now she's done with beekeeping. She's retiring. she wants her and her husband. They want to start laser engraving, so they were just holding on to it that long, I guess.
Wow.
Mighty. Why would
Money
you?
to blow.
You could have had, if that money was in a 401k, she could have had 2 years extra of interest or whatever on her money.
Not if it was a stock.
Oh, now if it was a stock, it would have went down. Yeah, that's true. That's true. But if she would have bought Bitcoin 2 years ago, she'd have been doing all right. Oh, that's.
Oh, you're screwed.
What's that?
If you bought Bitcoin 6 months ago, you're screwed.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's see. I
Thank
don't.
goodness I only invested 200.
Yeah. See, you sell the hype. You sell the hype. And buy the
Yeah,
new.
but you don't know what it is. The high.
Yeah. Well, no.
So
what I'm saying is, you buy it when nobody's
Buy
talking.
low.
You buy it when nobody's talking about it. Like right now, everybody's like, "Oh, the market's down." Blah blah blah. That's when you buy it. You buy it now. I just bought a coin that.
That's what they say. People say, "Oh, the price is going down. Hurry and sell out." No, don't sell out when it's going down. That's when you put more money in.
Yeah. Dollar cost average your investment. Yeah, that's
well, the time to have gotten into Bitcoin was about 10 years ago when you were having to mine for it.
Yeah.
Oh, I still mine. I mine other coins, but when I say Bitcoin, I pretty much refer to cryptocurrency in general. But Bitcoin, most people are familiar with. But the when I got into Bitcoin, if I would have known now what I knew then, or how's it work? If I would have knew then
what you knew now,
what you know now,
I would be retired somewhere.
If you were related to Pelosi, you'd be rich tonight.
What?
If you were related to Pelosi, you'd be rich tonight. When I started Bitcoin, I thought it was late, and it was $3,188 when I bought it. Last year, it peaked at $65,000 a Bitcoin. Had I cashed everything in to Bitcoin then, I would have 20x'd everything I had. And we would have been. I'd have been sitting pretty. But I did pretty good. I'm not gonna say I didn't. I did well on mine, and I had. I actually am waiting. It's funny. I worked for a company because I was doing marketing. Right. I worked for iHeartMedia. I've been in sales. I've done marketing, and I was working for a crypto company out of Los Angeles, and they had contracted me to market on their social media, and they gave me a 1-year contract for. It was like $115,000. And like 2 months into the contract, the SEC came and raided their office out in California and closed them down. Well, by the contract, they had to give me a 30-day written notice that they were terminating the contract. Never happened. So they had a claims form through the lawyer's office that said, hey, you have to file claims if you want to get reimbursed for the money that you put into the coin, right? Which I had like $2,500, $2,200, whatever, something like that in their coin. So I did that, and then I was talking to a buddy. He's like, "Well, did you claim that they owe you money for your contract that they never paid out?" And I said, "No, but I will now that you said something." So I sent the copy of the contract. I said, "By this contract, they still owe me $90,000 is what I said." And then they came back to me last month and said, well, we agree that they owe you $20,000. So we're going to pay you $20,000. And I said, great, write the check, send it to me. You know what I mean? Because I could keep arguing, but every time I argue, they get another 30 days to respond from it. Then they send me a reply back. And then they gave me 30 days. So it just keeps drawing everything out. And it's been like 3 to 4 years now that I've been dealing with this. So supposedly in the fall, I'll be getting a payment of $20,000. So we'll see if it happens. It's supposed to happen.
Hey, Dennis had a question. Is the government tracking your Etsy sales? So if you start selling on Etsy, at least it was in 2020, and I don't think they did any updates on any of it. But here in Minnesota, at least, you can sell up to $20,000 worth. Actually, it's 19,999, and they can't do nothing about it, and they'll shut your shop down. And then you have to show them your social security number and stuff, and then it gets tracked by the government.
Well, the good thing about it, if you're doing it by a business, technically, your laser.
Yeah, I run everything legal. I have to.
Your laser is a tax deduction. The actual laser itself, right?
And the percentage of my house. So I use 56% of my house, so that's tax reduction on everything. My water softener, salt, gas for the lawnmower.
Real estate tax.
Yep.
Internet, cell phone.
Yep, everything. Well, the cell phone is 100%. And then we never used to have internet, so I write that off 100% too. So
Technically, I broke even when I paid for it when I started selling stuff as a tax deduction.
Yeah.
It won't be any problem showing a loss between my bees and my laser addiction.
Yeah, right.
I know that keeping up with all the paperwork can be a headache sometimes.
Well, the good thing with like FTA,
every first of the year.
Like our sales tax here for the parish, it has to be paid every single month on your sales tax. If it's not paid by the 5th, then you get a late fee and a penalty on that.
Oh, see, so like for us, it's every quarter we have to pay.
No,
we have sales tax.
Our regular sales tax has to be monthly here.
Oh, gotcha.
We got
on honey.
Do what?
Say that again.
Sales tax on honey.
I don't.
No,
on whatever you sell.
Got to claim whether you charge sales tax or not. You can say $10 a pound plus tax, or you can just say straight $10. But then I still got to take that percentage out of that $10.
Yeah, I got
file that on the other.
My tax situation set up differently because I do mine as a sole proprietorship, so it all runs through my Social Security. So I just claim it as an income tax at the end of the year.
Well, like my regular income tax, that'll go off that. But as far as sales, we're still supposed to pay the sales tax.
I haven't done that part yet, but my sister owns a tax business, so she does my taxes for me. So I've got pretty aggressive deductions happening.
Yeah, we pay a guy to do ours, and it's every quarter he gets a hold of us again, and it's worth the money to pay. Plus, what you pay him is a write-off also, so it's not worth my headache to mess around with it all.
Right.
And then this year, so he told me, so I can wait 5 years. So I started my B company 3 years ago, but I can wait up to 5 years. In the 5th year, he said I can take all the deductions and make it a legit business. So long as I keep all the receipts and keep in line. So I could have that 1 year just to slam with the write-off. But I think I'm going to do it this year just to get it up.
I know, like the way ours is here, say I buy a laser like yours is, I can claim depreciation on that. Basically, what I paid for it over a 5-year period, I can break it up in 5 years, or I can do it all in 1 year.
Yep. See, we can do 5, 7, 1 year, or 5 years, or 10 years, or 7. 7 years is in there too. But
the way that the good thing about money sales when they come to your front yard is it's mostly cash. Oh, there's went Lisa. It's mostly cash, so it's hard for the IRS to actually track the cash. They don't know how much honey you're actually producing, right?
Yeah.
I can go to the bee companies like Blythewood. They've got a history of everything I bought, and I can just get them to print it out, and then I have a statement of everything I purchased. So, so that helps out, and so I don't keep a lot of records, like I probably should, but is what it is. I've never been audited, knock on wood, and hopefully it stays that way. But
not anymore. This is public.
Yeah, now we're public.
I mean, what does Brian always say? There's only 6 of us listening.
Yeah, that's it. Only the 6 watching, and they're not going to be permanently in the internet forever.
Yep.
Have a good one, Lisa.
Oh,
good night, Lisa.
Good night, Lisa. Thank you. Yeah, that's true. They might. I spent we were talking about this earlier too. Had I spent the money on the laser when I bought all that extra equipment that I just have sitting there that never got used this year, I would have been probably better off. Of course, hindsight's always 20/20. And
Yeah, you'll be better off. You'll be thinking differently next spring, though.
yeah, hopefully it just everything booms and I've got 40 production hives instead of or 50 production hives compared to what I had coming out of winter this year. So hopefully next year will be now. See, that's what I tell myself is that next year is going to be better, and that these hives that I've been building are production hives. Well, I said that last year too, and then I ended up making a bunch of splits and just multiplying, and didn't end up getting it. Ended up being a growth year and not so much a honey production year. So I've got to weigh that out, and hopefully next year will be more of a production year.
Now, what does everyone like their top seller? What's your, like, for us last year, it was straws. We couldn't keep them in stock.
Now, how much do you sell your straws for?
$1 a piece.
Really? See, Blythewood Bee Company sells them 3 for $1 in their store. So that was like, and Steve said he sells them for $1 a piece too.
$1, yes.
See, Minnesota's goofy. You guys, we buy nukes for $150, and we can buy packaged bees for $200 or $250.
What?
Yeah. All day long, we can buy nukes all day long.
Lee's got me by 3 now. What are you talking about?
Yeah, I'm trying to figure that one out.
Probably. Yeah, viewers. He's probably talking about the viewers. Yeah, Lee ends up having more views on the same stream because he goes in afterwards and puts a bunch of tags on him and stuff. So he gets a lot of follow-up viewers on it. So it's all good. We're a team. And hopefully, when people find his channel, they matriculate over to mine. And when people find my channel, they go over to his, and it works out.
Just in case they hadn't, there's Bob's link right there.
In case you don't know who
guys,
I am.
I'm going to sign out.
Oh, well, good night, yeah. Lee actually says he's got to go in a second.
Yeah, it's 3:00 in the morning for Phil.
It is 3 a.m. So
see, we just had him jonesing. He wouldn't normally show up on a Tuesday. He waits for the weekends. Every Friday or Saturday, I'll get a message. Going live tonight. Fingers crossed.
You don't do any lives in the weekend, so.
We were doing them, but I've got to do this thing called work now.
Yeah.
So I have the best times for me to make money Ubering is Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So that's when I've been going.
Phil was going through withdrawals, so he had to come in.
Yeah.
So we have and he's got that awesome t-shirt on from my store, from my gear store. Beaking bad, baby.
Beaking bad.
I need to do a Heisenberg beekeeper and have that going.
Guys, I'll chat to you again.
All right, Phil. Have a good evening. Thanks, brother.
All the best.
Yeah,
good night.
Hopefully, you get a warm streak of like 73 tomorrow. 49 degrees in the middle of July or the end of July. That's crazy.
That's Northern Ireland.
All right, Phil. Well, you have a good one. We'll see you next time, brother.
Good night.
Good night. But yeah, so everybody's look. Oh, this is a Southern beekeeping chat, and we've got more Northerners in here right now than we do Southerners.
3-2.
3-2. We're outnumbered.
Where about you live at, Matt?
What's that?
Where do you live at? Around Twin Cities or?
I am west of the Twin Cities. So I guess you could say, you know where Chaska is?
No, I don't.
Or like Chanhassen? I'm west of there yet, but
okay.
Mankato?
Way north of there.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So you're like almost in Canada type?
Like Eden Prairie, Chanhassen, Chaska, we're west of them. But so middle of the state west.
hey, Wizenhunt, if you're trying to raise funds, the best thing to do is, do a video that outlines your plan on how you're going to do it and what you're trying to do, and probably, I know you've got some gear that you've won. Hell, you've won 2 or 3 times from us even. And I think you might even have one of Matt's hive tools or somebody's hive tools.
You gotta look up some beekeepers in your area and just work for free. Get your foot in the door there, or say you want to work for a nuke. I mean, man, if you lived around me, I'd let you work and help me out, and I'd give you a nuke. You just gotta find some beekeepers, local beekeepers.
Well, I think the problem right now is he's in an apartment. So, one thing you could do is, I don't know your financial situation. I don't really, want to be honest with you, not to be rude about it, but you could, I don't know what rent is like up there, but I found that renting a house was just as much as renting an apartment. So you might as well rent a house and get you a few hives started in the back if you want to get started. And, do it that way. Outline a plan and get it going, man. If you want to talk about it, you can definitely email me your information, and then we can get in contact with each other and talk about it. But, honestly, in my humble opinion, the GoFundMe account amount that you have set is crazy insane. I mean, start small, man. If you're going to fundraise small, because when you start trying to raise $500,000, it throws red flags up everywhere. Everyone's like, wait a minute, $500,000? You can get bees for $200. So then, it's just a question of figuring it out to get it going for you. But there's plenty of people. Beekeepers are pretty helpful by nature, I think, and yeah, I mean, that might just be because of your geographic location. I get you, but yeah, definitely send me an email, man. We can chat about it and try to figure a plan out for you. All right, question. Bugman says my bees were chased out of the hive by maggots from flies. No, sir. I don't believe maggots from flies. I believe maggots from hive beetles or wax moths, depending on the size of them. I've never had fly maggots in my hives. Have any of you guys?
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope.
If they're small maggot looking, it's probably going to be hive beetle. If they're larger, you're looking at wax moth.
Yeah, that's been my experience too. So hopefully,
Did he have what do you call it when the hive beetles that
Gooey stuff?
yeah, what is that white? I would call it cobwebs in there.
That's the moths.
yeah,
I was wondering whether that's what the bug man had.
Yeah, about they did it have like the silk cocoon looking stuff in there, or was it just maggots and slimed out?
The slime out, then it's the hive beetles probably.
Oh, look at Matt. He found the chat button.
I got my 2 screens going.
2?
Yeah.
You lightweight.
Can you guys see that?
I'm gonna have to mess with you then, Matt.
I don't think I could spin mine around far enough to see it. 1,
There you go,
2,
Matt. 1,
3.
2, 3.
You see, I got my laser up on that one over there.
Well, I'm running
Rather-
off a 32-bit computer though, so I can't handle too much more.
Man, all that money you make, you should have you a supercomputer.
Well, I got a dinosaur laser over here that runs only off a 32-bit, so I rebuilt it and she's refurbished and good to go. Knock on wood.
I've been I just rebuilt mine, and I finally, I guess, figured it out to where it's not messing my laser up anymore. So I was having a problem with it just shutting down right in the middle of a burn. I was like, why is it getting 30% in of a 3-hour burn? So it's like burning for an hour, then it's just shutting off. And it kept saying that it was dropping the USB port, so I had to reset settings in Windows to make sure that didn't happen. And then I did a firmware update, and then I did a software update, and now it seems to work. So,
Hail hives. Oofda.
The bug man said in pest control, so he knows for sure that they
They're
wouldn't have
maggots.
beetle.
I've
And I-
That
never.
sounds like hive beetle, or what about wax moth? They have like a maggot.
Yeah, it's a bigger maggot though. I guess they
Yeah.
start small, but they get bigger, right?
I've never had a problem with flies though.
I've never had flies either. If flies
Oh.
took over your colony, that was a doomed colony. It was weak,
The only
probably.
other thing I could think is maybe, possibly, I'm just taking a guess, he could have had some hive beetles in there. They was sliming it out, and then it kind of attracted flies in, and then they started laying larvae. I have just a guess.
Hey,
They go
Frank,
after. Normally, they go after something dead.
Frank, did you get your feeders? And my dragonflies feast all day long. It's like an all-you-can-eat bee buffet around here. I got dragonflies everywhere.
He said, "Yeah, the hive was weak."
I've never seen flies take over a colony yet.
I haven't seen it, at least yet. You never know.
But you know, the hive beetles, when they slime it out, you won't. I don't see beetles in my colony anymore when it's slimed out. I just see larvae. You know, and I haven't. I mean, other than the two framers, I haven't had any problems with slime outs this year
I've had two this year.
with using the peppermint.
Thing is,
Yeah,
the
that
two that I've
sucked to
had,
have all that hive beetles. We don't have that up here.
the two slime outs that I've had this year is in my home yard. My other 3 yards, I hadn't had no issue at all.
I got a guy that's moving to Minnesota that has a few thousand acres that wants me to bring bees out there in Minnesota, but he's down like towards Mankato and Marshall that way.
Oh,
So, I
so
don't
you're
know.
gonna move?
If the price is right, anything can happen.
I've been telling my wife, let's move up north, about an hour, 2 hours away. Get up by like St. Cloud area.
Too
It's way
cold up there
cheaper.
for me.
Oh, it'd be
Move
great.
down here with your brother-in-law or your cousin-in-law.
Yeah, that's too warm for me.
Too warm.
The heat don't get me; it's the humidity that gets me here.
Yeah.
You know,
Guys do have
you,
bad
you
humidity.
definitely find out down here that fat people sweat.
Oh, I know it up here.
When I go outside, it's like a steak sizzling on the grill, and fat drippings everywhere.
Yeah, Frank said he got his feeders.
Using 2 for water, just to test on 2 hives. Yeah, they work pretty good. So now that Blythewood Bee Company's back off of vacation, I'll see if I can get Scott and see if we can line up some more giveaways to do. Charlie, you're awful quiet over there. No popcorn, nothing happening tonight.
No, not really. No. Other than I don't know. It's, I like to say it's kind of been a busy. It's been a busy week. You know, I like to say pulled honey, and I've been drying honey. And that's my next video is how to dry honey with a homemade dryer type thing. And I like I say, bottled some stuff tonight, and tomorrow night. I don't think I'll have too much to do tomorrow night, but I guess let's see what's tomorrow night. The stream team, they're not running anything tomorrow.
Nope.
Nope.
That
So
means you got to do it live tomorrow, Charlie.
Charlie's live stream. Tomorrow night.
When you getting that new computer, Charlie?
I don't know. You know, it's like my daughter came along, you know, and she needed money for college, and oh, there goes my computer. More than one computer too.
Ooh, I bet.
And no, for now anyway. But I will. I'll probably get it later on, you know, in the winter or something. See whether the prices come down or whether I doubt if they do, but and all that. Just
Graphics cards are coming down. The price of graphics cards are coming down, so that's a big help on the price of computers.
good.
Yeah, live from the sawmill.
Yeah.
So Sawmill Charlie, live from the sawmill.
I'd have to have Lita be my engineer.
He does it for a good price.
I'm good
Pretty
with
cheap.
that. Yeah, I'm real cheap.
I don't know. I wouldn't want to do like what's it called, Gus's, the guy that came in, friend Gus
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 Mitchell.
Mitchell.
Gus Mitchell. I wouldn't want. I would like if I was going to do a live stream, it would have to be something like this where people could come on.
Yeah.
Whereas having that scroll on the side and just doing questions, I don't like that. I like interaction.
Yeah, I don't like the talk to the box either.
No.
So it gets old pretty quick if you're not bouncing ideas and topics. That's why our show goes from Bitcoin to beekeeping to lasering to mead to wherever, right? So majority of it has to do with beekeeping.
Hale High says, who's Mike? I don't know.
I think he was talking about Mike at Hill High or Mike at Coon Lake.
Coon Lake.
Minnesota.
Coon Lake,
Beekeeping.
Minnesota.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
He called me the other day as well. I get lots of phone calls from people all over the place all the time. And then I call Matt and talk for 2 hours. And you know what? I even called Houston Shelton, but he never called me back. Houston, I know you're watching. So I called him. He called me when I was in a call. And then I tried to call him back. He's like, oh, I'm going to have to call you back. And yeah, never happened. Hasn't happened.
I got a phone call from, Johnny from Tennessee Mountain Bees.
Oh, yeah, Johnny's a great guy.
And like I say, I'll be on there Thursday night at the, what's it called? Hillbilly
Hives Live.
and all that. We'll see how that goes.
Well, they have a fun chat.
Charlie, you're worried about doing a live. You got a green screen figured out. You should be able to figure out a live.
That's a virtual background on through StreamYard. Your picture behind you.
Yeah, it's virtual. It's not the best. If I had a green screen, I guess it would be better.
We'd be able to see your dome better. The outline.
But
the shine.
Look, see? There you go. There you go. Called him out, and there he is.
A live stream, I don't know. Well, I guess they would have just questions. I guess. I don't know.
Well, we've gotten to the point now to where I don't usually prepare a bunch of questions. But when we started, we would have a list of things that we would talk about. So if it got kind of, when I say stale, like dead, where it was kind of like dead air, then you could ask somebody a question and get the interaction going again. And if it just kept doing that, I would just pick another question off the list. And then it got to the point to now it's just like free flowing pretty much. And, knock on wood, every week we tend to have people show up and pop in and talk. So
like I said, we kind of change subjects here and there. Speaking of that, though, I'm going to throw in another little subject here. My youngest one, he went to Nickel. He's going to be a senior this year. Well, he had to go to Nickel State a couple of weeks ago for like a pro football camp.
Right.
And he got the top performer for tight ends first place. And about 3 days later, he got a offer from Nickel State.
Nice.
Full ride?
Don't know all the details yet, but he's had several colleges
call to the University of South Carolina, dude. Send him over. We'll go talk to the people.
We've had several colleges call, want him to come visit campus and take pictures with uniforms on, and we said we'll do the visit, look around, but don't want to do too many pictures yet because one college will see you in their uniform. All the other ones going to say, oh, he already committed and ain't even going to try then.
Tell him to go big, man. Shoot big.
But yeah, he just turned 18 last month, and he's about 6'3", 220 pounds.
Nice. He's my size.
He's fat.
Only his weight is distributed much better than mine.
Much better.
Well, that's part of the problem there, Mr. Paul. He's a Bama fan. We keep trying to convert him, but he's a Bama fan.
Hey, Clemson could use him.
Now he's been over to LSU a bunch with when Coach O was still there doing camps with them, but he was doing travel football too. Rohan Davey was his travel coach.
Well, now I mean, the big schools like Alabama and LSU. See, I think of it different. When I played football, I actually wanted to play. And when you go to those big schools, you're way down in the depth chart, way down in the depth chart. Even if you're a 5-star athlete, you're not going to start your first year, pretty much, unless you're like a quarterback or something. So, with these new NIL rules, I would go to a school like South Carolina, who's like mid-tier, right? They're still in the SEC, but they're mid-tier. With the nil money that you could make from being a good athlete at a mid-tier school is better than you'll make as a nil athlete. And, that's where you can get paid for endorsements and stuff now in college. So then you would at Alabama because they won't even know about you for a few years, So that's just my opinion anyway. For what it's worth on football. I'm a big football fan. But
I don't watch it very much except when he's playing. And we've had to go down to Naples, Florida, Pensacola, Florida, Panama City, Florida. We had stuff supposed to be going on in Dallas, San Antonio, and Vegas for all the travel stuff.
So you need to tell him to take a trip to Colombia. That gives you a reason to come to my house.
I have to get a list of all the colleges from the old lady. He took a little trip around the country last year, going to a bunch of different colleges, checking stuff out.
That's awesome. Does he have like some of those scouting reports or scouting places have like ratings, like numbers? And
I don't remember what all. He's done a couple of online interviews with some of the other scouts and everything that was on Facebook.
Any big schools showing interest?
Huh?
Any big schools showing interest?
The old lady said, let's see, Nebraska. I think it was Florida. I can't remember Florida State. And then I know Nichols. And then, like I said, Coach O was talking to him over there before, but we ain't got everything set yet, what he wants to do.
That's true.
He's just going to be a senior this year, so he's still got time to prepare and make it.
It's going to come around quick. Real quick.
But I mean, he's wanting college anyway. He's going for engineering.
Well, hey, University of South Carolina has a great engineering program. And I'll even give him, if he comes to Carolina, I'll even toss him in a free bottle opener.
I'm sure that'll do it.
Free Uber, and he can just call me. I'll come pick him up, take him wherever.
Trying to corrupt him.
Oh no, they'll corrupt themselves in college. That's the biggest thing that freshman year is they get that freedom underneath their belt, and it's like if you can get them to contain their freedom the first year, with the partying and everything, then you probably got a good go of it. My daughter could not contain her freedom. She was partying too much, and her school was kind of like fell by the wayside. Yeah, see, and Dennis says if you come out here, he'll come hang out with us too. So we'll have a meetup. Just tell him to contact University of South Carolina football. Send him the little tape I know he's got set aside of his stats. Give him a look. They're like going for the tight ends. Oh, 30K. Yeah, what happened to no life beekeeping? Yeah, so that's been a thing. There's really, to be honest with you, as far as beekeeping, not much happening right now. I can tell you I could come on every day and say, yep, we're still in dearth.
Yep, I was about to say dearth going on. It's not a whole lot going on right now.
No dearth here.
Yeah, but
we wouldn't.
See, when we started our flow, you guys still had snow on the ground.
Yep.
So that's why you need to do your live beekeeping chat up there. And then we could say, Matt can be like, man, I got 5,000 pounds of honey this year and 105-gallon pails. And I don't know what to do with all this honey. I got so
we
much.
needed rain, and it's thundering right now, so I'm hoping we get rain.
Oh yeah, you'll be good.
What type of honey do you get, Matt?
Basically wildflower, and then what is that? Dogwood. That tree we have quite a bit of trees. I'm right by the river bottom, so I get a lot of sweet clover honey, the tall white clover.
Oh, okay.
So,
Do you get,
goldenrod normally does pretty good.
yeah, do you have is it basswood or
Yeah, basswood.
yeah, they call it
Some
something-
people call it dogwood. Yeah, basswood, dogwood. But
I get
yeah,
wildflower
we got a
honey.
lot of
That's
that.
like lazy beekeeper chat for I never had it tested, or I don't know.
Oh, so there's a company that have, what is it? I think it's 300 or 400 acres of just planted wildflowers. You can go there and get honey from them, and this honey that I got last year tasted like that. It's like florally. It's like you walk out in an alfalfa field and you grab a honey or like a honeysuckle or whatever, and you just pop it in your mouth, and that's what it tastes like.
That's kind of how mine was last year. That it was sweet when you first tasted it, and then all of a sudden you could like smell the floral aroma, or that's what it kind of tasted like. Tasted like the smell of the flowers. I don't know how else to say it.
Yeah.
But that's right now, Dennis. I'm trying to get my bees to make it through summer. You should grow chocolate mint and mint. Chocolate mint and mint. I haven't planted anything really, other than the first year we were here. I planted some wildflowers, and
we have mint.
The bees love the mint.
Yeah, but if you have borage and mint sit next to each other, they'll go after the borage all day long.
And yeah, that's I've just been. My bees are kind of. I'm probably going to use the ones that I would split and just strengthen some of the colonies that are doing well. They're just not real robust, and strengthen them up. So I'm probably not going to actually split anymore. I've got enough bees. I just need them to make it through winter.
So Matt, when is your flow over with, or is it just getting started, or is it winding down?
It started. This year was late. It didn't really start until almost till July, like the last week in June. Yeah, normally it starts around Memorial, just before, and then it goes all the way until September, October.
That late?
Yeah, ours gets late like that too. When the goldenrod hidden, and I got a lot of just fields around. So
aren't you getting snow by October up there?
Not normally. If we do, it snows overnight and then it melts the next day. So it's never froze. It's just still like in the 35, 40 at night.
Right.
But so the DNR bought, what is that? 80. Well, it's that way. 80 acres or 88 acres that way of me, right up to my land, and they took all the cedar trees out, and then they planted all wildflowers, and it's 88 acres of tillable, and I think there was another 24 acres that were all woods that they won't touch. So that'll be good next year, because this year they're just growing and everything's green. So next year it'll be really good.
Yeah, we've got crepe myrtles here too. I always see the bees flying down the road over the trees.
All of our crepe myrtles are bloomed out.
I don't have any crepe myrtles in my yard, but they're down the street. There's a bunch of them.
I got one in the bag, and I think 4 on the front fence line.
I've got these vines that are growing all over my like bushes out by the apiary, and there's been bees all over those vines. So that was interesting. I need to take a photo and find out what it is. But yeah, they've been all over that.
It's not kudzu, is it?
No, it's not the kudzu. I think it's that that English vine or whatever. What's the one that grows all over the
English ivy or whatever they call
it?
it.
Yeah, I think that's what it is right now. Matt's from Minnesota.
We had sumac just start to flower now.
Now, what color is sumac flower? Is it white?
Red.
It's a red flower.
It's white. Yeah, it's more of a red flower, red bud with white It's
We-
a little bit of white nip, but mostly
We still
red.
have some mimosas out there, and
All of our mimosas have gone to seed now.
well, I mean, it was funny because everything had pretty much dried up, and then we had all that rain, and then when it broke, we did start getting some blooms back. Like I'm getting some, what do you call them? Not, gosh, the little dandelions, getting dandelions and stuff back now. So with all the rain, so
We don't have anything going right now. At least right around here, I hadn't seen nothing.
and I've seen some red clover, some crimson clover that's been growing along the highways. So
Yeah, Paul, I've only seen a couple bees on the crepe myrtles. They don't really touch them very much.
I think that depends on what else is blooming, right? They're gonna pick what they like.
Well, I've heard like the white ones that prefer to go to the white flowers on the crepe myrtle, and the ones we got are pink. I want to say it's a pink, and then it's kind of a purple
Right.
like color.
Do you guys
Oh, yeah.
have what is
Like
it
that.
called? Vetch in your
Vetch.
ditches down there? See,
I'm
they use
sure
that
we
up
do.
here. It's almost like a alfalfa almost, but the bees absolutely love it, and they use it whenever they do any kind of like ripping up in ditches. They plant vetch, and we have some on the side of our ravine over there. And that every time you walk over there, every rain, like it's raining tonight, tomorrow if I walk over there, it just hums.
It's just bees all over it.
Yep.
You talking about this, Matt?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, we
all
don't have
over.
any of that here that I've seen anyway.
Yeah, I haven't seen any either.
Now, Dennis, what conference was he at? Litz.
South Carolina Beekeepers Association conference.
Yeah, he was saying that they only want to like hit the white crepe myrtles.
Yeah, that was last weekend. They had that, and I was going to go for Lightwood Bee Company, and he never got back with me, so I don't know. And then he went on vacation, so I couldn't contact him. So we'll see. I have to get back in contact
Where
with
was
Scott.
that? Where was that in South Carolina?
Right here in Columbia. They held it here this year. Yeah. Which is
Was it like
which
a 2-day
makes more
event?
sense because we're right in the center of the state. So if you're in Charleston and you're a beekeeper and they hold it in Greenville, you have to drive like 3 or 4 hours to get to it. Where if it's right here, everybody has to drive an hour unless you're local, and it makes it a little bit easier. So maybe they'll do it again next year. I don't know. But I'm not a member of the association, so I don't know. I find
Is that a state association?
yeah, state association. But they held a lot of like bee. From what I saw on their schedule, they had a lot of like beekeeping, like not the course, but like the test for journeyman and master beekeeping and all that stuff on there. So
Yeah, that must be local. They don't have nothing like that here.
I should have done it. Then I could have said, I'm certified master beekeeper Bob Walker on my videos. Give myself, I'm Dr. Bob, certified master beekeeper.
And you can
Hey,
resurrect
Dr.
your Matt on that.
Doctor of the School of Hard Knocks.
Yeah, around here, they don't really have anything like that in Maryland, but the big thing around here is EAS. I'm an EAS master beekeeper. I'm like, okay, your paper certified.
That's what David Burns says, right? I'm a certified master beekeeper.
He was actually at our state conference this year. Well, one of them. We got like 3 or 4 of them a year. And that was, I guess, back in March. He drove here. It's like, I tell you, I was so, I don't know, what would you call it? Embarrassed for, because there might have been 30 people showed up. And, everybody else zoomed in. The majority of everybody zoomed in. And I'm thinking to myself, that guy drove, I don't know, let's say 12 hours to get here for 30 people. I mean, he could have zoomed it all.
Right.
Just,
He should have just zoomed in, right? Saved himself gas money getting there.
Yeah, exactly. And he probably night stay and whatever. And then he had the guy that came and had the science guy out of Florida B Lab.
James Ellis.
Jimmy Ellis.
No, it was the other guy talking about
It was one that got the name mixed up with Cayman.
Yeah,
Cameron?
Cameron Jack. I seen him about he was here in Maryland live on a Saturday, and I think Cayman had him that following week and all. But then he was talking about the oxalic acid and all that kind of stuff. And the only thing, as far as I was concerned, his little experiment proved was the fact that oxalic acid ain't much good for Florida because they don't have a brood break down there.
Mm-mm.
Right.
You know, it needs to be more in the wintertime. Even with Lee down there, you don't really have much of a brood break, do you?
We don't
Late
either.
January, early February is our coldest time, and we get, 2 or 3 weeks, and that's about it.
But I don't think even in those times when I went to my colonies, I still had cap brood.
Yeah.
Even if it was just a little bit, you know.
See, now last year for us,
What's that?
last year for us, I couldn't do OA because we went from like in the middle of November where they're still laying a ton, and all of a sudden it just got cold, and we couldn't go. I didn't want to hit them with OA because it was already. We got the highest was like 38 degrees. It was always in the 20s every night.
I got a friend.
So I didn't treat them at all with OA.
She lives out there close to the Twin Cities, and she's talking like 50 below zero out there or something like that.
Yeah, we had a week of negative 20s and negative 10 was the high.
Yeah, that's like
that was without the wind chill.
She's been out there for a long time, and she got married to a fellow out that way, and she talks about like the moisture that gets on your windows in the wintertime, the condensation, and then it freezes, and then you guys can't even see outside for months on end. That would drive me up nuts.
Yeah, my house doesn't do that. It's 75 in our house during the winter. I got a wood stove.
But
cooking us out all the time.
Yeah.
Anyway, guys, hey, it's 11:45. Lee's got to get up in a few hours to go to work, so we're gonna have to call it for this evening. Definitely.
It's only 9:45.
Yeah, he's got to get up at 4:30 in the morning. And Matt gets up early too. At least he schedules.
Lee, aren't you on? Are you Central, Lee?
Yeah, I'm Central Time.
Okay.
So
it is actually quarter of what? 10?
Quarter till 10 there. It's 9:45.
Yeah.
Which he sent me a thing saying he had to
up
go at 9 earlier, so he's already 45 minutes past when he said he was going to go.
Yeah.
Lee, do you get up at 5 or 4?
4.
Your time.
4
4
my
your
time.
Okay.
Yeah, I usually leave anywhere between 4:30 and 5 right now.
Okay.
And then he sleeps in the crane.
Yeah, I ain't had much sleep lately. They had me fairly busy, but even raining out yesterday and today, I was busy up until rain out.
I've literally called Lee at work while he's at work and woke him up from a nap in the crane. I've done it. I'm like, man, you sound like you just woke up. Nothing happening, just sitting in the crane. I'm like, oh, you was sleeping. That's what you were doing.
Get it while you can.
So Matt, do you have a day job or you just do the farm thing?
I just laser engrave and farm. I laser engrave. That's about it.
He's my Obi-Wan.
And then I just grow our own food basically, and yeah, that's all we did when we were younger. So I just keep doing it now.
Mm-hmm.
That's he's my Obi-Wan. So when I have a laser question, I'm like, hey, Matt. And then he says, oh, it's Bob. No, wait.
Mute.
Then I figure it out.
No, I go and get this and put it on right away so I can still work.
Hopefully it's charged, right?
Yeah, it goes on there every night.
All right, guys. Well, we're going to call it for today. I appreciate all you guys for hanging out and hanging in with us. And Matt, thanks for jumping on for the first time. I think it's the first time you've been on, right?
Yep.
That's
Thanks
good.
for having me.
Oh, man, anytime.
Yeah, no
sure.
problem.
And And definitely check out us, Hillbilly Hives Live on Thursday night this week. Charlie is going to be on there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh?
You have a link for his channel? I was trying to click him earlier.
On
Hillbilly?
no, it's going to be on Johnny's channel this week.
It's going to be
Oh,
on
okay.
Johnny Walker's. I'm dropping a link in the
Tennessee
comments
Mountain.
now.
Tennessee Mountain
Okay.
Bees.
Mountain Bees.
Yep.
And yeah, ever since they started, I think I've been on like every show at some point.
I think I've only missed one.
And I told him, I said, hey, I'm not trying to take y'all show over, so I'm trying to not come in. The only reason I come in is like to help them out, try to get them things rolling for them. So after that, you're on your own, guys. Just trying to help out. So at any rate,
Right on.
thanks, guys.
Well, nice meeting you guys.
Yeah. Good
Come
meeting
on
you
back
too,
anytime.
Matt.
Matt, glad you got to see me again.
Same. All right. Talk to you guys later.
All right, later,
Good
guys.
night.
Bye.
Y'all have a good night.
Okay.